Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of Doing the Most, which over the summer months is the Premier League transfer show. And we discuss bigger transfer news outside of the Premier League as well. Please make sure, though, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, you bump up the likes, people. Make sure you bump up the likes on the video. Share this across all of the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. So hit the like button, share across the socials, and subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. We got Ahmed in the building. Jez is in the building. Plenty to discuss, as always, with the summer transfer window. Kylian Mbappe leaving PSG to join Real Madrid. We'll be discussing that. Lukaku came out today and stated that he wants to stay in Europe. I'm sure you lot will have more questions in the comment section. I'm sure Ahmed and Jez will both have things they want to discuss as well. What are you telling me, Ahmed? You good first and foremost?
I'm doing good, bro. I feel like your mic's a bit weird, or maybe just my ears today. But sounds a little bit weird. I don't know if Jez can
no,
say that.
it's on the normal.
Now it's better. See, now it's better. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, no stress. Anyway, but you good,
bro? I'm doing amazing. Sensational. Tomorrow, it's actually my birthday right now. So you know what I'm saying.
Hey, stop. Hey, before we continue, hold that right there. Everybody in the chat. Yeah. I'm saying blessings, and I hope you have a better year this next year than you did this past year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, happy birthday, bro. Hope everything's good.
I'm saying, and how you lot can support Ahmed even further and give him a happy birthday gift is subscribing to his channel. The link's in the title already. The Bridge 258. Click the link in the title. Opens up a new tab and it'll take you straight to his channel, and then you can subscribe from there. But get your questions in, people. Just keep them on any transfer news, any transfers that have gone through, any transfer rumors. And obviously, when you're asking, if you drop any sources or any questions, let us know the source in which you got that from, because there is the way people run around with what they want to run around with during the summer transfer window is crazy. Let me just get this clear, man. Chouameni is not going to Arsenal. Kylian Mbappe is not going to Arsenal. All right, let's just kill that dead. And that's not just me hating. There's no credible source that I said those two players are going to Arsenal. Like I seen some reports stating that it was a tweet. I can't remember the source saying that Kylian Mbappe, if he came to the Premier League, his preferred move would be Arsenal. Based off of what? You know what I'm saying? There's no cut the shit. Let's cut the shit, man. Like what
there's
we
no news, man. You know what I'm saying? There's just no news right now. You know what I'm saying?
Even the Chouameni news about him going to Liverpool or Chelsea. I saw a Bayern Munich edit in him. I saw a Chouameni edit in the Bayern Munich shirt. Like, bro, I tell you, these sources, they're going crazy right now.
You know what it is, man? There's no food right now, man. There's no food right now on the streets. You know what I'm saying? No transfer food. Sorry, bro. Yo, I'm starving, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm starving on my YouTube channel. These men are starving as well.
No, I heard that.
It's crazy. Yeah. People are really tripping. Big up to Stephanie G says, big up Flawless and Ahmed. Big up to Shikari says, smash the likes and subscribe to the best city of content available. Big up Adam MUFC as well. Big up Raymond GGMU says, Glades is out watching live from Bermuda. Right, man, watching from Bermuda, you know, that's crazy. Big up to you. He says, big up the channel, host with the most. Smash the like button, pay your dues, people. Big up to you every single time as well. Adam says, are you surprised we announced the Gea has gone without the Onana deal being completely done? No, not in the slightest, because I don't think the Onana deal was the moving factor in getting rid of the Gea. The Gea is not good enough. So let's say, for argument's sake, hypothetically, the Onana deal falls through. We'll go and get another goalkeeper. Like there's somebody else on the list. Like it wasn't just, okay, if we can't get Onana, then we're keeping De Gea. De Gea was surplus to requirements because he was deemed not good enough, which is the correct move in my opinion. So like I said, if the Onana deal falls through, we'll go and get someone else. And if that deal falls through, we'll go get someone else. Same way we was linked with the Japanese goalkeeper, Zion, is it Suzuki? That's his name.
Yeah,
Zion Suzuki, which was hilarious when we figured that out, because I was like, there's no way there's a Japanese, he's solely Japanese with a name like Zion.
Yeah, and the funny was like, I heard about him like, I think 8 months ago, and I see a black keeper in a Japanese team. I was like, what is going on here? So I checked his details, and this guy is Ghanaian. Japanese
Yeah.
and American.
Yeah,
I was like,
you know,
what a
What's
you
mix,
know
man.
this. You know, there's some black in his timeline. When I
that's
see the
what
name
that's what
Zion,
I
and I was
think.
like
You can't
Japanese,
fool
I
me,
was like,
bro.
okay, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, Zion. But yeah,
I know your game,
for
big man.
example. And big up to everyone wishing Ahmed a happy birthday. Continue to as well.
I'm
Adam,
only 8 from
Emma
250 in
has.
that, guys. 8 away from 250. So
Hey, we're gonna
that'll be a
get you to
250,000.
250.
I'm saying.
We're gonna get you to 250. We're gonna get there 110%. Ryan's also in the building as well. Yes, fam. What are you saying? You good?
God, this guy, bro.
Yeah, what you say? Good.
This guy.
Can I just say,
I'm
man? Can I
pointing
just
at
say,
this.
bro? This guy, the amount of chat I've seen this in our group chat here about. If you go for life, you might lose out on Chiameni. And then I saw Leo Cole stuff. Oh man, he's killing me, man. You're
Yo,
killing
let
me,
a
man.
man dream, bro. Let a man dream.
Bro,
Nah,
that's
man.
too much, man. That's
No.
too much. dreaming.
There's a point that you can dream, but then there's also delusion.
The thing is, the true many thing is literally just a stress thing,
Hey, man,
innit?
big up Stephanie.
I just have a bad feeling for some reason he ends up at Arsenal, innit? I just got a
Bro,
bad one.
all I'm saying is it's the same shit with the Milinkovic Savic. Every year, Milinkovic
That's
Savic
true.
getting linked to.
Yeah,
He's getting linked away, and then he stays.
He's actually
It's the
going
same
to
shit,
Al
bro.
Hilal apparently now, so that's been apparently.
yeah, apparently he's going Saudi. Yeah,
I
heard
did
he-
see he's going Saudi. I did see
Nah,
that.
but,
good,
just
Saudi.
look, Rapiti just
Go on.
he just
Go on, Jess.
reported just now as well that obviously there's a verbal agreement again between the clubs, and there's going to be like a meeting where they're going to discuss his contract. And straight after the discussion, he's going to make his decision if he's going to get the green light or not. So we have to wait. Well, it's going to happen. The decision should be happening soon. It shouldn't take too long. But if he goes Saudi, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there. Which is kind of surprising. I think he's only 28.
Yeah, he's like late 20s, I think, 28, 29, I think.
Yeah,
Go
but
get his
like I said,
brother.
End of an
Link is-
era, bro. End of a transfer era, Jazz. You know what I'm saying?
He was linked with United like
he
every summer, I
was the
remember.
Snyder. He was the Wesley Snyder of this
He
era.
was the Wesley
Yo,
Snyder.
you know, if you go on FIFA, yeah, FIFA career mode, he was one of the ones that was always getting traded. You know what I'm saying? Milinkovic Savic is going somewhere. He always gets sold, but not in real life, in it. So he can hold that.
But yeah, just to back to what we were saying before Ryan got here, I started the show with Chouameni is not going anywhere. Like, let's just clarify that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chouameni is not going anywhere. Kylian
Not
Mbappe
even
is
if they
not going
get
to Arsenal
Mbappe.
either. Even if they get Mbappe, why do they have to sell him?
Would they have to sell a big star if they did get Mbappe?
Why?
Oh, this is the funny part. Nobody knows. There has
Why?
to be a single report.
With the amount
about
Mbappe
it. Not
costs,
even
of
one
course.
credible source, not even like one of the top tier sources in Spain has ever said
Yeah?
they have to sell somebody to sign Mbappe. So
Why?
back again.
And also, like,
And even,
Jazz,
my thing is before we go, about FFP. No club is that stupid to get Copa FFP. If Madrid was so concerned about FFP that would allow the whole Mbappe thing, will have signed somebody else and come for him on the free.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that's
on
why I'm
top of that-
saying I don't buy any of these news until anybody of credible source comes out and says anything about it.
Facts. This is the same. It's the same people and the same sources talking about deadline with the United takeover, and it's like
Oh,
nobody of note has ever came out and set a deadline. That's
One
just people
thing I will-
invented that shit. But yeah, go
One
on.
thing
No,
I
it's
will
true.
add, yeah,
I hear you.
just to back Jazz's point, like some of the stuff that I have heard about Real Madrid is that these guys haven't spent money. So like I've not obviously.
I
this
know they
season,
had like a
season before.
negative net spend. Their net spend was like a lot
Yeah,
closer
but
than what people
post
would
Ronaldo,
think.
they didn't really spend that much. Like post when Ronaldo got sold, they haven't spent that much on the squad. Only like the last 2 seasons they started spending money. I know it had like at one point they had like a 300 million kitty.
The Hazard
and-
signing was a lot, obviously.
Yeah, but that's the only time they've done post Ronaldo. That's like a big money signing. Other than that, not really. And like they've got multiple windows without signing players. So Real Madrid, they've got the money, bro. Like I don't think you have to be already FFP wise with them.
Yeah.
They're much like Chelsea, I would say. And like they're good at selling. Much like Chelsea, they're good at selling. So it is what it is.
Yo, happy birthday, by the way, bro.
Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated.
Big up, man.
Yeah, like I don't get where this thing. Oh, they have to sell a big star if they sign Mbappe.
Although
And
did you hear the
speaking-
news about that
Go on.
Flawless? So PSG have said if they sell Mbappe, they're going for your boy Rashid.
Is that what he said?
That's what they're saying.
Going
bro.
for who?
Okay. No, he's
Rashford,
talking
man.
about Rashford. He
Oh,
calls him
Rashford.
Rashid. I don't know why he calls him Rashid.
I don't know. It's a nickname. I heard about it. Someone put that nickname in on Twitter, and it's just like
They have been,
they've
they've
to say
been
Rashid, bro.
interested in Rashford for a while, though, I think. So,
And he still hasn't signed that contract yet, has he? The 350, bro. Has he signed that yet?
I thought he did
That's a
sign
good
a contract.
No,
didn't
he hasn't signed it yet. Because if I don't remember, no, they agreed it, but it hasn't been signed
Yeah.
yet. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, PSG, bro,
I'm not concerned.
What's the
Like,
price you would accept for Rashford?
110 probably.
100 mil
That's
plus.
a great question. What is the price I would accept for Rashford?
I think
That's a great point.
Would it be
You know,
nothing
Man
below
United-
100 mil?
Oh, it's definitely north of 100 M's.
It has to be
100%.
110. I would say 110 for him would be.
Yeah,
I'll be
I'd say
honest.
around
Nah,
100,
I'd go.
110.
No. I'm tired.
I
I'd go 100.
gotta go more with it. You know why?
I'd go
Because
150.
I
150.
think, yeah. I think
You
it's
know
fair
why?
to be honest.
You know why I say 150? Because I'm not trying to sell him. That's why I'm saying 150.
Yeah, no, he's
I'm
not for
trying to get
sale
rid
or
of him.
anything. Like, I
Yeah.
hear you.
It's not like it's a Sancho, and I'm like, all right, here's a
We got
fair
him deep.
amount. I'm not trying to get rid of Rashford, so I say, all right, 150. Plus, I don't think he'd want to leave anyway. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he'd
hear
want to
you.
go there
I hear you.
Get the
personally.
bag at him, bro. You never know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
You'll
the
ask
back.
with any player you throw the bag at them.
Potential.
Talk to
Well, I'm
them.
not going to cry if they say 150 and we let him go. Cool.
But,
Exactly,
they say,
like-
but that's like saying, if they sell, let's say, Mbappe for 150,
Yeah.
how can you can't justify selling 150 million than a Rashford?
Yeah, but
No.
again,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter to be honest. Because
Yeah, I don't care about that.
standpoint, yeah, exactly, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Fair
It's
enough.
Because
the same thing
I'm
with
not
us.
actively trying to sell one of the very few assets we have. We don't have a lot
Exactly.
of assets.
And you know
we
what
have
it is as
very
well?
few assets. I'm not
You know
trying
what
to
it is as
sell
well?
one.
I feel like, and I had this discussion before, and I was thinking about who do you look at in the world currently as like the top left wingers in the world. You have your Winnies, you have your Kvaratskhelia, you have your Leaos, but afterwards, who is then up next? Especially in that same around age bracket as well that Rashford is currently as well, or younger. And I was saying, Leao just signed a new deal. Winnie's not leaving Madrid. I heard Kvaratskhelia is getting close to a new contract. So who do you really look after Rashford? In my opinion, that you can say he's a direct replacement that is 100% coming in to replace him. And also, is the player also going to settle in immediately? Is also another. That's why it would be for me. It would be foolish for United just to sell him unless a really big offer comes in, like 150 plus.
No. Because you know what's ironic? You mentioned there is if we were to sell him for 150, you mentioned a replacement who I would want, Rafael Leao. I would go and say, all right, here's 120 to AC or 100.
Ironically,
I
think his release clause is 150.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing with all of this stuff here is that I actually realized the winger market is kind
he's
of locked
Portuguese
up,
speaking as well. He fits in with what we got going on. Go on, carry on.
I was saying the winger market is kind of locked up because like all of these guys are signing new contracts. You know, there's not that many available. There's what Diaby from like Leverkusen. I'm not sure who else is available that I can't remember off the top of my head.
There are just not a lot of wingers out there where you can say
Much like strikers, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to go
Striker market's dead though. Let's be honest.
in terms of
It is
like,
that as well. Yeah,
in terms of like Stone Cold. Yes, he's a certified marksman. I'm getting him into my football club and he's gonna land. You have to go and scout players. But with the Rashford one, I didn't actually know that PSG had stated that. But PSG, like I've been saying from the start, from when Kylian Mbappe came out and said, "I'm not staying," you can't lose him on a free. And even outside of losing him on a free, how detrimental that is or could be, to the team. So it's like, right, he ain't gonna be here in the season. So it's like if you want what's best for PSG and that's the PSG hierarchy, you move him on. And
that's why I still think Real Madrid get him this summer. I don't think Real Madrid go into a new season with Joselu up front. Like let's just be real.
No. I don't think they do. Leonardo said a lot as well. Let me try and find it. Hold up. I'm trying to find the quote.
He said he should leave. Yeah, that's what he said.
But he said more than that though. You know
what
I'm saying? He said he should leave.
I think I saw some quotes.
He said a lot. He was acting like he was on here.
Apparently,
like
there were 6 PSG players who complained about Mbappe to the club. I think
this is the type, but the season's not even started.
The
and we're
bridges are already getting burned. He can't stay another season.
No. He should. He should.
Situation's getting cooked, yeah.
You know, people in the chat. If you saw any of the quotes or no, then put it up in the chat.
So this is from L'Equipe. So this is PSG. This is from Leonardo. L'Equipe. Is that not how you say it?
Man said equip, What are you equipping, man? L'Equipe, yeah.
We know what the source is.
You're a joke, man. I'm pulling the
Is that you say it?
Yeah.
L'Equipe, you know what I'm saying? Leonardo said, this guy's an idiot. Actually, before we continue, there's over 60 of you lot in here. Let's bump up the likes. We're at, let me see how many likes we're on. We are at 27 likes, yo. No, 31 likes. Hey, let's bump that up. Let's go up to 50 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Let's hit that like button, people. Pay the toll when you enter the city of Sarcasm. So get us up to 61 likes and hit that subscribe button as well. We're at 7,156. We're looking for 4 more subscribers. Get us to 7,160 and subscribe to Ahmed's channel. Links in the title, people. So click the link in the title, opens up a new tab. Go support and show him love on his birthday. More happy birthday messages for him as well. If you haven't wished him a happy birthday, and get your questions in. And of course, as always, if you super chat people, we will get straight to your comment or your question as well. Let me see. So yeah, he was saying a lot. 1 second. So he said PSG existed before Kylian Mbappe and it will exist after him. He's been in Paris for 6 years, and in those 6 seasons, 5 different clubs have won the Champions League. This means that it is entirely possible to win this competition without him. With his behavior over the past 2 years, Mbappe shows that he is not a player capable of really guiding a team. He is a great player, not a leader. He is a great scorer, not creative. It's hard to build a team around him. For the good of PSG, I think the time has come for Mbappe to leave, no matter how. Damn.
That's great.
No, this is a lot. There's a lot of saying, and
that's a lot. Yeah, go on, Jez.
That's brutal.
For real.
To be honest, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like everything that he said isn't particularly wrong. Obviously, I'm not there, so I wouldn't say I can't say obviously what's happening. Like, I'm not ITK people, so don't take me for the Bible or anything. But I think is it really surprising to listen that there has been a tension between players, between the club with Mbappe. I'm not really surprised to hear these type of things. But then again, you can also see the way just PSG as a club is run as a joke as well. Like, again, we remember the reports, how they talked about how they were promising certain things and they didn't do it. This is how all this shit happens. You're making players unhappy. Then you get in situations where players don't get along with Mbappe, then get in a situation where he doesn't get along with board members, and then this is what happens when you give a player so much power just because he's like the star of the country. Like, I understand there's certain players that are like just so good, but no player should, even Mbappe, should never be bigger than the club. So it's like they fucked themselves over, to be honest, and you can see why Leonardo got sacked, to be honest. Like this, because he's not even working there anymore. So,
yeah, and Day and Derbs here said it. He said Leonardo shouldn't really talk. He helped to create this mess. Here's what this is with Leonardo. It's the right message, wrong messenger. Exactly. I think he was harsh in terms of saying, "Oh, he can't lead. They can't win it. You don't necessarily need him to win the Champions League." That's all extra stuff. But in terms of him leaving PSG for the good, I do agree with that. That's the part.
But do you think though? Before I let somebody else speak on this, do you think though he's saying this because he feels a bit petty or a bit pissed because Mbappe was definitely a reason why he got sacked?
Yes, definitely.
Because they definitely didn't get along from what he was saying.
Because if Kylian Mbappe, in his look, in his eyes, like he's calling Mbappe a failure. He blames not solely Mbappe, but he blames Mbappe for failing to deliver PSG a Champions League. And if he was there as the director, I believe he was at PSG, and he delivers there first, he's held in higher regard. So he looks at you look like the director who failed with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. No one wants that on their CV. No one wants that.
I would say the PSG problem, the whole PSG thing is a failure in general. Like, I'm pretty sure Jez has said this multiple times. I've said this multiple times. We've all said this multiple times. The whole situation has been a failure from top to bottom. Sorry, I should say. With the hierarchy, with the director of football when he was there, Leonardo at the time. He had issues with Tuchel, and that's why Tuchel actually left the club, because he got sacked by Leonardo, unironically, and then he actually let go the manager who won the ECL for us. So it's kind of crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, this is the problem. Like, when you have like star players, you know what I'm saying? I think you've had it at United, where you've had a bunch of star players that were basically world-class star players. Same at Chelsea, we've had it before. It requires sometimes having a manager that's essentially like, a once in a generation or like a world-class manager to be able to control them. Otherwise, like when you look at Mbappe, like Ligue 1, if you're being honest, it's now 7th in the table, if I'm not mistaken, in top 5 leagues.
In the Belgian league, yeah.
The league itself is not great. He's the star of the league. And if he leaves, bro, if you're being honest, just as I said this before, like I said, it's going to be the next man up. Is that an endorsement of your league, bro?
Yeah, he's the face of the league, man.
Yes, I'm saying, bro, it's not an endorsement of your league, bro. So at the end of the day, I just think with the Mbappe situation, it's like kind of toxic. You need to let him go. I've always said Neymar has to go as well. You have to do it by hook or by crook. You have to get that brother out as well. And just
Do you think
restart
Neymar
in
does
case,
go?
like,
Because a few weeks ago it was people just thought, people automatically thought, Neymar's gonna definitely leave PSG. They want him out and stuff, and he might go on loan to like a Chelsea or a United. But that all seems to have proper died down. To be
you need
honest,
Saudi,
like,
bro.
But
Saudi's
you
got there.
know what it is? I think it's because he's not even around there to even negotiate these type of deals with his agent. Like, he's still on holiday. And I feel like people take too much in credit in, like, people think just because something goes quiet doesn't mean nothing behind the scenes is going on. AKA, literally an hour or 2 hours before today, the Van de Ven story came up from Fabrizio that we are closer to getting a deal done. 2 hours before that, in a group chat, somebody was saying how is it concerning that we haven't heard anything about the centre back. 2 hours later, we getting our centre back from what it looks like. That's why I say I think things are going on behind the scenes, but nobody knows really until the window's actually over.
No, that's valid. I just seen the comments from Leonardo, and I was like, damn. I was like, all right, tell us how you really feel, because he just did not hold back. Do I think some?
I also think he's a former legend as well, and that's the other thing. Isn't he like a former great guy for PSG? So that's why.
Is he a great? I know he played for PSG, but is he a great?
I don't know if he's like. I think maybe cult hero or stuff like that. But anyway, he's like a former club guy that's been loyal to the club in it. So that's why when it comes out of his mouth, it's kind of serious, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, bro, PSG, get your money back, bro, and just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, restart, bro.
It's weird. It's gonna be crazy me saying
they
this.
have to get some money for him, bro. You can't let him go on a free.
Can't believe I'm saying that, but they created. Just mentioned it. They created this. Like giving him this deal and giving him all that power. No player, even if it is Kylian Mbappe, should be bigger than your club, and this is what happens when it goes wrong as well. So it's time to cut your losses with him. And I want to say that you're not gonna get the money you spent through. You're not getting that because I wanted to get to this because here today it says flawless with the bridges being torched. How much will PSG get from Madrid for Mbappe now? Whatever Madrid feel generous enough to give him. After today, I'd give him even less. I think I said 80. I'd offer him 50. I'd just take liberties because it's like, all right, either you take this 50 million now, or we get him in 12 months and you have an unhappy player on your hands. I would legit do that with all this. With Leonardo coming out today, that would have dropped the money. I would have dropped it instantly. As soon as I would have seen that, if I was Real Madrid, I would have dropped it. Say again.
Your connection is like kind of tripping up.
Is it tripping? Is it a mic?
Yeah. No, it's just it's you like you cutting out like
a little bit, bro.
One second,
it's a bit of both.
One second,
I'll hold it down in the meantime.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man, you're a legend.
So anyway, Jez, what just continuing on from the PSG chat.
Yeah, let Ryan because I spoke already.
Yeah, Ryan, bro. Yeah, you spoke actually. You haven't spoken on it. Go ahead, bro.
What about Mbappe?
It's the situation, bro, because you've all spoken about it. So
it's like what Flo said. They made the biggest mistake giving him that contract last summer in terms of giving him all that control, man. It was never going to end well at the end of the day. And yeah, look, I think he's the best player in the world, isn't it? But the best thing for PSG, is just to cut your losses. There's no way, because I don't think there's any way he signs a contract at PSG now. Like, no way that happens. That's like, so you've got to get some sort of fee for him. You know how bad it is to let Kylian Mbappe, the best player in the world, go on a free and get nothing for him. That would be a next level embarrassment, honestly. Like, they have to get something. Like Flo said, even if it's 50 or something, just get something for him at the end of the day. Like, and I think he will go this summer still. I've always stood by it. Like, I think Arsenal fans have tried to put himself in a race for Mbappe and stuff in the conversation. Like, bro, he's going Madrid and no one else. Let's be honest. Like, there's nowhere else he goes to apart from Real Madrid. Like, we all know it. So, and I think it will be this summer because, like I said, I don't see Real Madrid going into a season with Joselu as their striker. I think they're a bit smarter than that, innit? So, like, yeah, it happens this summer, and PSG just need to get rid and just rebuild themselves, to be honest. Just rebuild themselves. I think they've done some decent business, PSG, in terms of the summer. Like, getting the likes of Ugarte and, like, but, yeah, man, Mbappe just needs to leave. And
PSG, as I said before, they just have too many players from different managers, different times they've bought stuff. A lot of it they need to do.
Yeah, they've not been run right.
Yeah, they need to obviously bring in the players that you need. Don't get me wrong, but they also need to sell a lot of these guys, and for PSG, it's very hard to move on some of their players because of the wages they put them on as well. So
that's fair. You're on my back now. Can you hear, man, and see, man? And
we can
and
hear you
everything?
loud and
Hear me?
clear, mate. We can hear loud and clear.
Yeah,
We hold
bless
it
up.
down for you, boss.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Big up to my guy Rhino as well. Says big up my guy Flawless as always. Big up the panel in the chat, like the video, people. Make sure you do. But yeah, I've been adamant about this. What Ryan was saying there in regards to not, it's just bad for business letting a player of that caliber go, and then keeping people. What people and have not spoken about is how that can be detrimental to the team going forward. Like, is Kylian Mbappe, is his new manager, is Kylian Mbappe's mind going to be on it? Is he going to be putting in 110%? Do his teammates believe he's going to be putting in 110%? Do the fans believe he's like, if they're in the trenches, is he really going to be like knowing he's leaving? Like, it creates so many question marks. And I'm not saying he won't, because there's nothing to suggest he won't. I've never watched Kylian Mbappe and said, he's not trying. I've never seen him. I've never seen a lack of effort from him.
But you don't want a new manager as well coming into an environment and having to deal with that as well at the end of the day. Like, they got Luis Enrique, I think it's a good appointment. But you don't want a new manager coming in and having to deal with all that, and it's just not right, man. They need to cut their losses.
See, know how they call because find out in Germany, they call Bayern Munich Hollywood FC. They should be calling PSG that as well. Like, it's just a whole circus over there, and like even if you saw the Mbappe thing, you still got the Neymar situation going on. So it's like, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna not stay? Like, yeah, the manager knows the player, but in the same time, the PSG ultras are literally pulling up to his house, protesting that he should leave the club. Like, it's a whole mess. And I said it already. Like, they just need to let this whole superstar thing go in the first place. Like, the team that they made the final with, in terms of name, wasn't even as starstruck compared to the team last season. Yeah, that team was way much better. Why? Because the team actually had a proper cohesion.
That you're right, 110%. And Mohammed says this: Real Madrid trying to sell Valverde and Tchouaméni to fund the money to afford Mbappe. Where did you hear this, Mohammed?
One of them reports that you see on the internet.
The starving brothers. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I said before, not a single credible source I have seen talk about them having to sell a player to buy Mbappe. Not even a single one. Like, if I see at least one credible, give me, please. I'm like literally just one credible source, and then I start hearing it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen no credible. So Mohammed, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know. You reckon that's what it is? It's just people hungry.
Yeah, man, because they're hearing Bellingham's now here, so like they're saying, and then they got the Arda Güler's, the team midfielders now, so maybe they need to start some midfielders. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing, bro.
I think Arda Güler will play in the front three, though. I don't think he plays in midfield.
Nah, he's going to play in the front. He's going to play front three, right wing.
Yeah,
probably on the right. Yeah.
But that's why they're saying it, because now they've got Cobb on the right wing, who's already going to play.
They'll figure that out. Who they got
no bench, bro?
But that's what I'm saying. Their mentality is, look, they got Arda Güler.
They're looking at like from depth wise.
Exactly.
Trust me, if they didn't re-sign Cruz and Modric for another year, we wouldn't even be talking about these conversations.
Exactly.
But this is my thing. I don't know why people don't take into consideration these two only extended their contracts by a year. So you're telling me they need to buy 2 more midfielders next year instead of just selling all these ones, plus the ones you're selling. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so it needs to be known. Big up to Kaneki as well. Says United lost Pogba twice, my guy. They did, but the first time we lost him, he wasn't Mbappe. Like, no, like it was just a bad mistake. He was one of the ones through the youth team where I'm like, I wish we kept. He's probably the only one. He's the only youth player I can remember in the Premier League era that we let go where I go, I wish we kept him. Everyone else, I'm like, all right, cool. And when I say that, people, I'm not talking about players who came through the youth team and then played like senior minutes and then was sold on. I'm talking about people who didn't play senior minutes. So I think Pogba's the only one I can think of. That's it. I'm taking a bad return over a 25-year period, 30-year period, to my knowledge. To see who says, bro, why would Real Madrid even try to go for him just to let him run it down and get him for free? Because they might want him this season. Because Kylian Mbappe could be the difference between them winning the Champions League and not winning the Champions League. If you can get Kylian Mbappe for cheap this summer, you go and get him. Even though it's ideal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say cheap, even if they went and got him for 80 million, that's cheap. Yeah,
He's the
100%.
crown jewel.
I'll be honest. Even if you ask me, even 150, I still say it's cheap, considering
Yes.
because when you buy him for 150, this is like an untouchable player.
Mhm.
Like this is like he's more worth than 300 than in this current market. But
Yeah,
because
and like when you buy a player like that, you make it all back through shirt sales, sponsorships, and all that stuff. Anyway, when you buy a
Bro, the
player
amount
like
of shirts
him,
you gotta sell for Real
Bro,
Madrid, like
crazy.
alone,
like
that's the money back.
even his after the World Cup, his American stocks as well over there in the States have risen to like the extreme as well since the World Cup final. So it's like
Exactly.
it's not even just the footballer; it's the brand itself. Like it's crazy. Like if Mbappe wasn't if Mbappe was an Adidas sponsor as well, bro, that would have gone crazy with it.
And also,
Yeah,
what you need to
yeah.
realize, 100, it's 100. Listen, 150 million, bro. You buying him. I think they brought him for 166, right? Because they brought him on loan with a thingy to buy.
yeah, they brought him a
Yeah,
loan deal
the
first,
obligation to
didn't
buy.
they? Yeah,
With an obligation to buy 100 and something million. I think
180, I think it
166.
was. I think it was 180.
Yeah, 180. Yeah, so they lose. So you're literally buying it for cheaper than they brought him, essentially. So at the end of the day, man, listen, Mbappe is the crown jewel for Real Madrid. They know that's the guy that they need to finish off, essentially, their team. I think that's what they think at the very least. So, of course, they're going to go for him now.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. 110%. I hear what you man are saying. Continue to get your questions in as well, people. Any questions in regards to any transfers that have been confirmed, any rumors. If it is any rumors or news, please drop your sources. So, like Mohammed saying here about Madrid needing to sell Chouameni and Valverde, please drop the sources and what you man are stating. Warrior J, big up to you as well. Hope you're good, my guy. He says Manchester United monitoring Amrabat very closely. At this stage, it's not advanced, but first talks have taken place. It could become a hot topic later in this window. That's from Atletico. Not sure how reliable. How do any of you man know?
Pletty, he's reliable when it comes to Bundesliga news, but if it's anything not Bundesliga related, I don't think he can be a bit hit and miss still. But when it comes to Bundesliga, he is very reliable.
He's
Hopefully,
tier one, yeah. This is tier one in general, I would say. Listen, man, you know, Manchester United, man, it's the magic word these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
watching
glad,
closely.
I'm glad you know we had a magic. That's why I don't pay it no attention. But we're in
love with. You know what I'm saying?
We're in for 3 players. You get what I'm saying? So I can't really complain. Well, we signed one and in for another 2, so I can't really complain. We're moving at a more serious rate than I expected anyway.
Yeah.
We could have 3 players in before July. I mean, before the end of July, which I can't believe. We could we've made offers because we made offers for Onana.
You happy with Mount
offers for Highland, Mount. No, but I'm saying overall. Like I can't believe there'd be 3 players we're in just in general. I can't believe that there's I can't remember the last time we've done this. I don't remember us moving like this in a minute. So I gotta give credit to, even though I don't like Mount, I gotta give credit to the people doing the business, whoever that may be. But yeah, we're back to this to Warrior J. Glad you're good as well. In regards to Amrabat, cool. We need another midfielder, regardless. Whether Mount was a Lavia or a Caicedo was a fan of, we still need another midfielder. Amrabat is a good backup to Casemiro and someone who can play alongside Casemiro as well if we want to be even more defensively solid. I think he fits what we're trying to do when you look at the midfielders we currently have. He's great depth there, but I'd still like Amrabat and another. It can't be Mount and Amrabat. It needs to be those 2 and one more to add to Bruno, Eriksen, and Casemiro. That's what I would say. But yeah, we'll see. To use a 007 says tactical nerd saying Mount will fit well. He will fit in. Do I think it will work? No. But he fits in what Ten Hag's trying to do. But that being said, when I say it will work, what's it working? Us winning a trophy, which we did before him, which we can do. It's FA Cup or League Cup. We ain't doing nothing in the Premier League. We ain't doing nothing in the Champions Leagues as well. Like that's what it is.
You can't do in the Europa League. You can't do in the Champions League, innit?
Well, this guy. What European competition you in this season? Sorry.
Don't worry about that, Chief.
Yeah. I'm not worried. I'm just asking a question, innit? What European competition you in? These one game a week done. You get what I'm saying?
Hey,
enjoy your Saturday to Saturdays, mate. You know what I'm saying?
I like it, man. I like it like that, man.
Yeah, of course, innit? Wait till you see Gallagher running around with Caicedo and you'll see if you like it then. This was going to happen. If you do something Caicedo, Gallagher's the backup. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that Gallagher Enzo pivot. If Caicedo
oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm like,
Let Enzo
That's
get
a
injured.
crime
It's
against
Caicedo and
football.
Gallagher.
That pivot. Oh my
Like, stop
lord.
it, man. You know what I'm saying, man? You give me nightmares already, man. My head is gone.
Hey,
Is
man,
Gallagher
don't-
even leaving Chelsea or is he staying?
No, he's
I don't
staying.
think. I think he's probably gonna stay. I've said this before.
He's the right
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, he's gonna probably say. I think that like the majority of the other players. So obviously Aubameyang. It seems like he's going out. I just think he's obviously they're just looking for options for him. Lukaku, obviously, we know the situation's like with him. He's also I'm forgetting. Cho is like a contract termination sort of been waited to be agreed with him, and I think that's really it for the outgoings. Unless I'm like, oh yeah, Ampedu's another one. But again, he'd probably go later down in the window somewhere. Like someone will take Ampedu. I'm pretty sure on that one. That's really the income is in it, bro. The Caicedo deal was like really quiet. Like none of the tier one sources are basically getting anything on the Caicedo deal. All we know is that Chelsea and them are still locked in talks. That's all we know, bro. And that
It's
they
just
want
in
100
talks because you've agreed personal terms with Caicedo. It's just trying to make a bid that Brighton want to accept. That's fair. The bad guy says if you end up signing Amrabat and Kane as well, what are the expectations for this season? This is all hypothetical, people. Because I don't think we'll sign Harry Kane. But if we were to get Amrabat and Kane, it don't change too much because I don't think we're Amrabat and Kane away
You really
from
think
going
it
to
does?
win the Premier League. No, in terms of expectations, no. So what we
No,
sign
but
Amrabat?
you
and Kane
get
to win the league.
Onana as well, which is pretty much done.
Yeah. Let's say we get Onana. Yeah.
Then you got Kane up front. The spine of your team is starting to look very, very strong.
Yeah, it
then
looks
at the
better.
end of the day,
100%. Well, like that. That's not what he said. Just the question wasn't, do Manchester United improve? The question also wasn't, does Manchester United spine improve? Which to both those questions is yes. What are the expectations? They don't change too much because we're not a Kane and an Amrabat away from winning the Premier League. Like we're not a Kane and an Amrabat away from going, yeah, we're going to go win the Champions League. What it does change is if everybody stays fit and we get a favourable draw in the Champions League, could we go far in that competition? Yes. But that's not so much on how good we are. That's because I don't rate the teams in Europe like that. Take Manchester City and Real Madrid out of it. I don't rate the teams around us. So all my expectations would jump up is we definitely have to win a trophy. You can't sign Kane and Amrabat with the rest and not win a domestic cup. You have to win a domestic, especially after winning a domestic cup the previous season with a worse side, with no Onana, with no Kane, with no Amrabat, with no Mount. And now we've improved the team. That makes you can't improve the spine like that and not win a trophy. So I'd say, yeah, just win. Like you have to, definitely without doubt, go win a domestic cup and go further. Then the Champions League is all right. Get to the quarterfinals. That's where it ups my expectation from getting out the group to get to the quarterfinals. That's legit. But hypothetically, people, that's hypothetical. Sorry, we're not signing.
It'll be
Harry
better to
Kane.
go to Europa League, bro, and just win the Europa League.
Do you trust these men? No. If we go out into the Europa League, I'm not watching. The only time I watch is if
fucked
we
it
reach the
against an
final.
average Sevilla team, bro. Let's
Facts.
be honest.
And
That's the
why
joke.
it's so
That's why
key.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, so enjoy your Sunday to Sundays, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, Sundays, man. You know what I mean? Sunday afternoon,
Man,
Sunday roast.
Hey, maybe you're getting some Fridays too, to be honest.
Yeah, you gonna do no Fridays and championship settings. But yeah, Tuesdays and that. You know what I'm saying? That's but flawless question: who is Manchester United's ball-playing defenders and the press-resistant midfielders to take the ball off Onana? In terms of the centre backs, we know what Martinez can do. Varane's competent enough on the ball, but we're not playing out from the back like that. We're the balls. I was saying this before. Yeah, we're going long and direct. That's what our game plan is. There ain't no playing through the midfield. We're playing over the top of the midfield into Rashford, Anthony, Sancho,
You're the new kick and run team now, to be
Pellistri.
honest.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we on. So we don't need no press resistance. Even though I think Casemiro to an extent is press resistant, he's not receiving the ball. Onana's gonna be spraying the ball out wide to
You
the
think
players I
Casemiro's press
mentioned.
resistant?
To an extent, yeah. He's
he's
very
not
clever.
like-
He's very clever.
okay.
He's not press resistance in terms of taking the ball and dribbling past the man.
Oh,
Many
fair
a
enough.
time
Yeah,
I'll see him.
But in
with the
terms of
ball,
where he picks up the ball, etc.
he'll receive the ball facing Manchester United's goal and whip it around the corner. To me,
Oh,
that's press
fair,
resistant
fair.
because you're not getting caught. But
Nah, I hear
he's not Dembele-esque. Like when I say that, people, I'm talking about Dembele that played at Spurs. He's not going to pick up the ball and
or
dribble.
Frankie de Jong maybe as well. Like,
He's not a Frankie de Jong. Like he's not going to be press resistant to it. So we have to forget about it. We are not press resistant midfielders. Nope.
I was watching your show the Madrid United because I was literally sleeping during that period. And I've said this to other United fans as well. I think Ten Hag got the realization that you know what, I can't implement the way I want to play. Probably maybe because of funds, yes, but also in the same way because it takes some time because remember, people got to remember it's only in Arteta's third year that he was able to play this type of football that he's playing right now. So what I think what he wants to do this team is to be okay. Maybe on the ball we're not the creators, we're not maybe the most creative team from the wide areas or through the middle. But what we do want is we want to outwork everybody off the ball. Like we want to have it like we want the opponent. Okay, you have the ball, but we're gonna make it a livid hell that you're on the ball. Like we're gonna be literally on your face the moment somebody receives the ball. I think this is what he wants. I think he really wants to be like pressing high.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes sit back, but I think there's an idea of wanting to press high.
Yeah, it's
Like,
yeah,
legs are
it's
there.
high energy.
Like the legs are there to do it as well. Like that's why I don't think United's gonna be like counter-attacking football only or transition football only.
Whether it's transition, whether it's counter-attacking, whether we're having more of the ball and dominating possession, it's gonna be quick and direct and straight to the point. That's what I see it being. It's gonna be very
it's quick
fast.
and run.
Very similar to I've used this again in the Man United. Very basketball-esque. Is get the ball into the final third as quickly as possible. I'm saying 1, 2, max 3 passes. I could be wrong here, people. We could come out and we playing possession-based football and playing shot. I see it being.
So you're trying to play rock and roll ball.
It's heavy metal, man. It's Tasmanian devil. You know what I'm saying? Stuff, 100%. That's the way I think.
Spinning on the left, you know what I mean? It's on the right. I should say in the right.
Wait, what was that? What did you say?
Fidget spinning on the right. You know what I'm saying?
I know that ain't you talking about right wingers. Who's your right winger?
Listen, man, I'm going under 21. You know, US. Hey,
The guy came off the bench, bro.
The kids cup.
Bobby Guerrero won that shit.
I'm celebrating the kids cup, man. Oh, the under 21s.
Man came off the bench. I was busy annoying Levi on Insta Live after, man. Yeah,
bro, you need to stop. You need to stop walking that guy. He's not coming to the club. I'm so sorry to tell you, big man. He ain't coming.
Insta Live, bro.
Oh man, who cares, bro? He just sorting the stuff out.
This guy tried to bag on my right winger, and yours ain't even got 5 senior goals. You know what I'm saying? You even got 5 goals for Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got one at Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that consolation.
We moved, man.
And Madueke's got how many goals? You know what I'm saying for Chelsea? 0. How many goals?
He's got 1 goal, man.
He's got that one against Arsenal.
Sterling's got 5 or 6.
So Sterling's got 5, so we're up to that's 5, 6. We're up to 7. You know what I'm saying? How many goals?
I think. Let me listen. Jax just came. I don't do that, man. That guy just came.
We'll go for the race. So out of your attackers that are left, so we've got Madueke, we got Sterling, we got Romelu Lukaku because he's currently still at Chelsea.
Don't do that, man. Lukaku's not playing for us, bro.
Have these men even got 20 goals between? Have you even got 20 goals in your attack?
They have 20 goals between each other.
20 goals in your attack.
That's so
bad.
bad.
That's deep football. So it's like.
Have you even got 10?
We had an older form.
Yeah, they got 10. Don't discredit them like that, right?
No, because Sterling, like, how many? Madwake's got
Sterling got like 8. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, did Sterling get 8?
Yeah.
Did Mudryk get any? I don't think Mudryk got any.
No, you said Mudryk got 1.
Who did Mudryk score against?
Oh, did he get 0?
He definitely scored a goal. I remember. I felt like he's definitely.
I'm sure Mudryk
was offside, bro. It's Leicester.
I'm checking the list right now. Anyway.
Madueke got 1. Sterling might have 9 or 10 by himself, actually.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Jacob Kai's not there, so we're talking about Chelsea attackers that are still there. So you got Sterling, who played last season. So you got Sterling, you got Madueke, you got Mudryk, you got who else? What other attackers you got?
Pulisic is gone. I think he's gone.
Oh, he still got Ziyech. Ziyech got 0 goals.
0 goals. Oh my.
Now, Pulisic is still technically there, isn't he?
That's Pulisic.
Has he officially left now, Pulisic?
No, he's not officially. He's still doing his medical.
Okay, well, he's got 2. He's got 2
but he's injury prone. He could fail the medical.
That's what I'm saying.
How many goals did Pulisic get last season? How many?
He got a couple, didn't he?
2?
1 or 2.
Let me check. Literally, I'm checking.
I remember him scoring this nice little chip. Pulisic, I remember last year, man.
I'm checking it literally right now. Yeah, he's got 1 goal.
Oh, yo, these men even got 20 goals between their attackers. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, Aubameyang's still at the club, so you got more than 10 goals. That's fine.
All right, yeah, you got more than that. How many did Aubameyang get last season?
You're saying 20 goals.
Oh, Aubameyang
10 goals.
Wait, is Aubameyang still at Chelsea?
Yeah, he's still yeah.
I thought he was going Saudi.
The thing is, we're still dealing with the stuff. Like, I'm not sure.
Hey, 1 second. Aubameyang, Aubameyang scored 1 goal last season. in the Prem.
Nah,
Yo, your
in the
attack
Prem.
is off.
Yeah, in the Prem. Yeah, in the Prem, he's got 1 goal.
Okay.
You acted like you got like 15 across all comps, probably 2. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, this is a funny plus. Do you want to know across the
Yeah, go on.
comp?
Across
think
all comps.
relegation sides are better attacks than
across
that.
the comps, he has 3 goals.
These man that legit don't have 20 goals in their side.
So
Guys,
bad.
no, guys, let's use context. Yeah, Madueke wasn't even getting played by Potter.
I don't give a
was,
fuck.
When it comes
the
to-
Lampard was violating.
Now you're the add
No,
context.
no,
in
no,
it.
I have to
Now
add
the
the context.
context comes in,
I have to bring the
yeah.
card now, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's getting a bit too deep.
I don't know how Chelsea fans. I don't know how I can. I'm be honest here. Chelsea are improving in all sorts of areas, but bro, if they go next season into a season with Nicholas Jackson, 21 Savage,
Wait,
Sterling,
he's 21 Savage. yo.
Nicholas Jackson, bro. Bro, that is the Senegalese. This is the Senegalese 21 Savage, bro. Look at his picture. Anyways, him,
I said
Sterling.
21 Savage.
That is
Sterling on the left,
crazy. That is
and then Madueke. Bro, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, they ain't got no goals, man. I keep
They got
saying
no
this. Chelsea
fucking
ain't got
goals
no
in the team,
goals.
bro.
Chelsea
can't
got
lie
no
to you,
goals,
man. I told. Remember what I said to you, to Jez and was it before this, bro? These man have to burst here, but in Cuckoo, bro, and Sterling, these man, in Cuckoo, Sterling, bro, they gotta do some heavy lifting,
Bro,
man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
They
a
gotta put the
21
team on the back.
Savage, you know.
They're gonna have to put the team on the back, bro. They're gonna have to put the team on the
That's
back. I'll be
I said
real,
he just like 20. You're an idiot. Man called him 21 Savage, you know.
bro.
Yo, JB, you can of course you can talk about you can talk about replacing Kane's output, but let me put it into perspective. 1 second, because I think let me go last season again real quick.
Yeah. Before you do that, let me just get to the
yeah,
super
go
chat.
on.
Big up to is that is it Koala J Official? Big up to Koala J Official for the super chat. He says waiting for the Onana/Haaland battle in the derby. Hey, it's gonna be interesting, man, 100%. But we just need to make sure we compete when we go away from home, in particular in that derby.
Why are you making that into a derby now, lads? Come on, man.
Say again? What did you say?
Why are you making that into a derby, bro? We know what's gonna happen, bro.
No,
Why
why
not
would
get
you mean?
dunked by
Wait. What do you mean making it into a derby? It is a derby, you plonker.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
What I mean by that, them two specifically. I know that obviously Man United. Man City
No,
is a
he said
derby.
he's waiting for the Onana/Haaland battle in the derby.
No, but I was saying, why are we making them two specifically up? Like, you know,
Because he said it. I don't know. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
the
Maybe
reason
The reason why I'm
striker
saying,
was a
but that's what
goalkeeper.
I'm trying to come back to the point that listen, we know Haaland's gonna dunk on this man. Let's be real, man.
Isn't it?
Anyways,
Haaland did Johnny,
now
yeah, sure.
okay. Back to the comment real quick because JB was saying,
Yeah, go on.
I'm
Yeah.
talking too much.
Koala, big up for the super chat. Appreciate it, my guy.
He's saying worry about replacing Kane's output. Okay, so we had an out of form son, a declining son on our team. Kulusevski was playing ass cheek all season, and Richarlison is Richarlison. Guess how many we still outscored Chelsea, even if you take Kane's goals away. We still outscored you, man. And with these three, we had Richarlison in the team, Kulusevski, who was playing not good all season, and we had fucking Son, who I said is declining, and we still outscored Chelsea.
Yeah,
Just
but
saying.
I don't know if
That's
that's
why I don't think
meant to
Chelsea
be-
ain't as great as business that Chelsea have done in terms of outgoings and that. Yo, they still got to add to their attack.
Oh, they need
you
to-
lot
they
signed
need to
Vlahovic
do that.
to
They
stay
have
with
to.
That-
I'll be real, guys. They have to, bro. They have to. Like, and you know, this is something I've said before. You know, I'm slightly. I'll say I'm not like obviously. Oh, we need to sign players right now. But like, I'm a little worried that the Caicedo deal is taking this long because I want it to be a bit more faster. I know from what it seems like, there's no competition for him. So I just want.
Because he
Get a
froze.
bit more faster. If they're
hold on.
on a value that you cannot pay for,
Hey,
move on.
Hey, Ahmed,
You got-
run it
got-
back. You froze.
Yo,
So, Ahmed, run it back from the top.
So
You froze. Run it
yeah.
back
So
from the
what?
top.
Okay. So
you
what I'm
saying?
gonna say,
Go on.
yeah. So I said I'm slightly worried. I'm not like one of those guys that are going, oh my god, we're not signing players. What's going on? What's going on? This, you know what I mean? You know the sort of guys. You know what I'm saying? That's not my type. I'm like slightly worried. One thing I will say straight away is that the Caicedo deal should be happening a lot quicker, in my opinion. If they're giving you guys like something where it's too much of money for your guys, much like you did with Ogate, go for your other options, bro. Go for the other options. You've got a scout team to do so. Do that and stop wasting time. Get the next guy up, the next incoming in, and then go for the other incoming because they're planning to do this now one step at a time. If that's the case, if you can't get Caicedo and it's looking like Brighton are being dickheads, move on, bro. You don't need to stop being slaves to these idiots if you can't get the deal done. Move on.
Facts.
Find use the scatter report stuff. Get your other guys in. Simple as that, man.
Yeah.
That's all. That for me, that's all it is. I want like these guys to be here as much as possible. Literally, I want as many of these players to be as much as possible, so that next week Wednesday we have the majority of the squad with us. We can at least start doing the preseason training. If we do need to get other acquisitions, if we see from preseason that the right wing is not good enough or that the left wing is not good enough, we then have time still to go and get those guys as well. That's all I'm asking for, bro.
No,
that's all I'm asking for.
And just to get to
I
this,
can't lie. I
to
can't lie. I
Jason-
can't.
And wait, let me just get to this quick because I'm guessing this is sarcasm, Jason, but you're new, so it may not be. But he says, "Man, flawless, get a proper Chelsea fan on here, bro." One, Ahmed's a proper Chelsea fan, so I don't know what a proper Chelsea fan means. Two, you guys are just picking on Ahmed. The reason why that just turned on Ahmed, are you not paying attention to the conversation? He took a shot at my team. That's where it stemmed from. He took a shot at Anthony. Don't think Ahmed's some victim. Like Ahmed, don't be taking shots at Manchester United on a consistent.
I'm a striker, man. You know what
I'm
I'm saying? I'm a striker.
Yeah, you're a Chelsea striker. Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, see what? He's one rollers, bro.
You threw the alley up.
It makes sense. So don't ever think that Ahmed's some victim. That's where that stems from. We was talking about setting up. We talking about United, and this guy tried to take a shot.
But be on the serious, I need to ask her, like, so what is your idea for the attack now? Because I'll be honest, with the current set of attackers outside from Lukaku and Aubameyang, who the hell is coming into your team to fix your issues?
So, all right, let's get serious Ahmed now. Yeah, this is YouTube channel. So,
shoot it.
Time to time to move like Drogba. No, okay. On a serious note,
you are black. Wait, hold on a second. Why did you say black?
No, I said move like Drogba. I didn't say move like Drogba.
Okay, because I heard like move like black Drogba. No. Anyways, go on.
No, listen, bro, Kaneki, I was crying. Don't get me wrong. Listen, for listeners, I don't hide from that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I was crying actually in the summer transfer window last season. If you know. So no, but on a serious note, obviously, like ideally you would want another striker, but the situation in the striker market is that the one that I would like, Ivan Toney, is currently got banned for gambling. Osimhen, in my opinion, needs another season to develop as a player, and he's gonna be priced out. Vlahovic, I'm not too keen on personally. Kolo Muani, you already have a similar player profile in Nicholas Jackson. So bringing two similar player profiles, in my opinion, does not make sense. If you're going to have one on the bench and then one starting. And then the final one is Lautaro Martinez. And again, Lautaro Martinez is not a flavor of mine. I'm pretty sure for many of us, it's not the flavor of the month. And you would need another striker beside him anyway. So it wouldn't work in a port star system unless you decided to change it for Lautaro. Excuse me. So obviously that's a striker market, right? In terms of the winger market, you and I, Jez, have spoken about this before. You spoke about this recently. The winger market is kind of locked up now. There's not that many wingers out there. So unless you're willing to splash £150 million on like a Rafael Leao, you can't really do that. And plus, you just spent like over 80 million right now on Mudryk. So the reality of the situation is you're going to have to rely upon, on some level, Mudryk and Madueke, one of them really taking a step up in terms of gameplay, and the other, and Sterling, reaching his peak and not getting injured as well. I'll be real. And that's what you're going to have to worry about. Then maybe you bring in a backup, but the question of the backup is, can you get a backup that's going to be good enough for you to be a backup? Obviously, I saw Barnes, he's now going to Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken.
Newcastle.
He's going to Newcastle. I don't know, if you get like a young backup, obviously Kudus would have been a good backup to have for like a midfield, the centre and the right wing, but the club are probably going for Matthias Pranka, who I made a video on actually today. It came out midnight as well. But
go subscribe to his channel, people. Links in the title.
I think probably what's going to happen for the club, they're going to bring in that young kid again to be the backup to Madueke for the right wing. I do actually think that Cherki is probably going to come to the football club. It feels like there's a lot of noise coming out in regards to him anyway. So he'll be the backup to Nkuku. And then in terms of the midfield, because I'm going to add the reason why I'm adding the midfield is because I do think they're going to play a big part in that attacking way. Enzo has one guy here, right? And Enzo's going to be the main guy that's going to be moving up and forward. I actually think the backup for him is going to be Gallagher. I'm going to be real to the fan base. That's who the backup's going to be for him. Because Gallagher,
you got him and Santos is another midfielder.
Him and Gallagher. Basically, with Gallagher, he at Crystal Palace, he was sort of playing that 8 role, which was moving around, but it was during that attack essentially. And Enzo's going to probably be doing a similar situation under Poch anyway. So that's probably where Gallagher's going to be. If not him, Cassidy might come in there because Cassidy can play that position as well. So Cassidy is the young Italian guy that we have that was playing for, I think it was Wigan or Reading, I believe. It was
Reading.
Reading. And then Andre Santos, the club is extremely high on him right now. So if he produces really well in pre-season, he's probably going to be the backup to Caicedo or whoever you buy them. And I think that's, and I'm being real. And then the left back, actually, I'm so sorry I'm going through all of Chelsea right now by accident. The last one, the left back
get off your
situation,
chest, man. We're here.
with the left back situation, apparently Potter's blocked a move for Maatsen, which I actually agree with, actually, in my opinion. I do think Maatsen has a high ceiling, and I like him. I liked what I saw from at Burnley. So he's got to assess him. And if he's good enough, I actually think the club's going to sell Cucurella. I do think Cucurella will be sold. And there will be Chilwell and Maatsen who will fight for the left back space, much like Gusto and Reece. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
and big up to G as well. GTV, man, keeping it. G says big up Flawless Large up. Big up Jacob. I didn't mean to. I'm at United Spurs of America as well. Jacob, I'm gonna hit you back after the show as well if you are still watching. So large up Jacob as well. Big up everyone in the chat. Over 115 of you lot in the building. Large up, man. The channel continues to grow. Let's bump up the likes though. Like check 1-2-1-2. We're doing decent. We're at 66. That's actually pretty decent, but we can do better, people. We can do much better than decent. So let's get up to 80 likes, people. Like check 1-2-1-2. Like check 1-2-1-2. Hit that like button. Subscribe as well because there's over 115 of you lot in here, and we're at 7,000. Actually, 159. We're one short of the subscriber mark. I know there's at least one person who has not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Continue to get your questions in. Just keep them transfer news related or confirmed transfer related, or ask us any questions, whether it's
me, like strikers,
United. Guys. You know what I'm saying? Just not Chelsea strikers like Ahmed. If you got
1
Chelsea
second,
strikers,
bro. You didn't even know what I was saying for.
Yeah, I just.
I was saying it for your likes, bro. Let's move like strikers on the likes.
I want them to move like, but just not Chelsea strikers. You know what I'm saying? I want a better conversion rate, man. I don't want 0-5 and 2-10 and no. We don't want none of that.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm giving you that's my first giving over the strikes on you just.
The funny thing is here, some of the attackers now aren't even 2-10.
Yeah, facts. That's being generous too.
It's true, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Havertz would love to have been 2-10 when he was at Chelsea.
No, he was bad, bro. I think his was like 0.13. You know, when I did the stats on Havertz, it was 0.13, bro. What do you mean? Stop embarrassing us. How am I embarrassing?
Yeah, man. Relax, Jason. Relax.
This is our mates. This is the only reason why we're doing this.
Yeah, man. We just running banter, running jokes. Is really not that it's not that deep. Look, even Ram here, and he's a Liverpool fan, crashing on a Liverpool fan on the channel. Big up Flawless and the panel bar and Ryan from Ram.
And he's saying,
what it's like.
Yo, this Ward Prowse stan in the comments, yeah. This Ward Prowse stan. Don't tell me anymore.
You know what? This is him. He's clever. He knows what he's doing. From like he's like prime. Like he's just not admitting it.
I actually think Stephanie, Nacho, while he would be decent, I do think he's probably going to go to Forest or like the Saudi League. I heard that in the strong links with the Saudi League in particular. I'm surprised he's going to Forest because like these guys, man, they just want to buy everyone. Forest, like all the media to low tier players, they just love buying them, bro.
Yeah, buy Henderson, man. Please,
they spent 200 million or so, like 100 million in like transfer.
Hey, you know what? It worked though because they stayed in the league. You know what I'm saying? And that they stayed in the league. Topolu says, "Would you like Vlahovic at United?" Now I'm cool on Vlahovic in terms of his profile. He reminds me of Kane in terms of his profile. Nah,
I don't rate this guy too much.
I think he's very much he'll score goals in Serie A. If you put him in the league, I think he scores goals.
I think he's good, but I do feel people do slightly overrate him.
It's just again, you know what it is? It's just a lack of mobility. That's the only thing. If he was quick, I'd be like, you know what, cool. But it's the profile thing. I'm not trying to see.
You know what someone said to me?
Go on.
He reminds him of Lukaku. I can't lie to you, bro. Once I saw that, it's a bit scary.
That is peak. But that being said, your boy Big Rum said he wants to stay in Europe. Thoughts?
Hey, Milan, in the Champions League.
Yeah, man, he wants to sell thoughts.
Bro, the day he leaves, bro, I'm gonna be doing a celebration stream. You know what I mean? We're popping bottles on the stream. You know what I mean? Get that.
Are you giving a lot to me?
Listen,
it's non-alcoholic, man. Non-alcoholic.
No, it's alcoholic. Don't worry, big man. I think so. Listen, it's gonna be Ciroc. You know what I mean? Anything you got out here, we drinking on that day, bro. Genuinely. But on a serious note, I do think with Lukaku, bro, I just want him out of here, man. He's another one. Like we need the toxic guys out of here. We've got the majority of them out here. You've got like Pulisic out of here because like that was. I actually didn't know about the Pulisic stuff, but his stuff was crazy when I heard about it on Twitter. Obviously the Mount situation. very toxic. Havertz, actually less toxic, but existed somehow. Cho way or no way, the fake 1v1 demon. He's out of the door soon, you know what I'm saying?
You have to say so much.
Listen, man. Listen, man. With him, I just love to say fake 1v1 demon. Although I didn't watch, Reach James' dad. He did a podcast with The Beautiful Game recently.
Yeah, I've seen something like that.
Yeah, and he actually was saying, bro, like I said this before, bro. Pre that injury that Cho got, bro, this guy was the real 1v1 demon. I like cuts him out usually, but after the injury, he was the fake 1v1 demon. But previously, bro, apparently he was doing crazy stuff and with when he was facing kids his age. But at the end of the day, with Lukaku, bro, let's get him out. Like today, like right now, like 1 hour ago, it just came out that they're gonna bid 30 to 35 million euros. We've explicitly told them we want 45 million euros. And it's just like they're just trying to be dickheads at this point. You know what I'm saying? They're just being dickheads.
Because they know they negotiating from a position of power. That's why.
And you know what, bro? Chelsea, man, if you're real ones, you know what I mean? You need to start like violating as well. When Lukaku comes here on Wednesday, because apparently he's due to come to training on Wednesday, bro, tell him you're not training here anymore. Go see your ass. Yeah, go see your ass, bro.
But wait, what? Hey. But what if Pochettino wants to come to Jesus talk like? Yo,
listen,
like what if Pochettino's gonna like, yo, I want to have this 3-hour conversation with you, just me and you on the training pitch. What was wrong? What happened? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like these type of works, like trying to understand his mind, his mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like what if that happens and then he says, you know what, I'll take you with us to the States for the preseason, then I assess you. What if that happens?
Listen, if that happens, bro, I'm bringing the band back together. We're rioting, bro. Watch out automatically.
Watch out before he's even managed the game.
Right. If he brings Lukaku back, bro, that's the red flag, bro. That's the greatest red flag ever. You know how the girl them say this? That's a red flag. That's it. That is automatic, man. That's what Lukaku goes.
All I'm saying, yo, people, chat. I had Pochettino as my manager. I saw Llorente up front, and he was calm with it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
hey, them Lukaku training. But you say Wednesday is due back. Hey, I need to see.
Is that today or tomorrow?
Hey, then training. You know when they take videos of everybody like arriving to training to Lukaku, I'm back.
Yeah, you're gonna kiss the badge as well. You know, we know he's a habitual badge kisser. You're gonna kiss the badge, man.
My lord, man! He disgraced the badge. You know that our badge is disgraced because of that, bro. It's good, bro. You know what? Like every badge is kissed. United is kissed. Was it
kiss every badge? Chelsea,
crazy,
Everton,
man.
West Brom, Manchester. So he's
West Brom,
Everton,
crazy.
Manchester United, Chelsea, Inter Milan. This guy kissed every badge, man. Every badge. Habitual badge kisser, man. Habitual. And DNAP says Leonardo interview is BS. The club asked him to. Right, that's crazy. Pause. But yeah, I just say asked him to diss Mbappe. That's a crazy pause, yo. That's a mad pause, yo. That is a mad pause. That is mad, yo. You lot of these pauses have been wild, yo. Someone said one in the Man United earlier. Actually, it was a female, but I couldn't say it.
You know what I'm laughing at?
I'm sorry.
The Saeed one yesterday was hilarious as well.
I'm still dying on that one.
There was one today. Was it Stephanie? It was either Stephanie.
Yeah, today
I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, and they said something, and like I was like, they can say that because they're a female. I couldn't. So when I said it, I just said pause. But yeah, that was hilarious.
No, this one's way
which
worse.
one of them it was. Yeah, but this is hilarious. But yeah, like I'll just say this Mbappe. The 6 players complaining. The media who came in with the info saying to be prudent as it could be disinformation from the club. Maybe, but I think was it Fabrizio? I think Fabrizio did repost it.
It was
so that's why I trusted it. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, you could be right. Dina. But you know what? If it is fake, Leonardo gonna come out and say the quotes was fake. So we'll see. We will see what's going on. Man, kissing
250. Come on, guys.
Hey, subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? And hey, to Graham, you wilding with that. Nobody's doing that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's all mad. Yeah, Vivek, man. I tried to tell Chelsea fans. United fans warned me. I didn't. I apologize regarding Lukaku. He's like a big ego child. He thinks he's on the same level as Benz. I told Chelsea fans about it.
Flawless. Did I tell you the story about Lukaku? I haven't told you the story about Lukaku.
No,
so 2 years ago, right, I was at the open training when Lukaku actually came to Chelsea Football Club, yeah? I was there with the little interview thing. I was hyped. I'll be honest, bro. 2 years ago, I was hyped. I was there with my little brother. I brought him there as well. It was like his first time at Chelsea and everything. I was hella hyped. It's that shit end, you know what I mean? I said, yeah, I was hella hyped. Then I went to the Aston Villa game at home, which was in August of that year, where he scored like those 2 goals that won us the game. And like he was kissing the badge, had the little finger like this. He was holding like the thing everywhere, and it's like, I was shouting his name, everything. And like I was like, yo, I like this guy too much. And then, you know what happened? The Lukaku interview happened, bro. And like after that, bro, I have hated that guy ever since. You know, I mean, the hatred is real after that, man.
Nah, like I said, I expected him to do better than he did at
I never
Chelsea.
expected this.
But I didn't expect it to go this wrong. Like I thought Chelsea would do better the season they got him, but that was more so on your manager and more so on your defensive midfield being strong and your strikers scoring enough goals to get you over the line. But you're right, and we'll go to you, Liverpool. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people had Chelsea at that time.
Yeah, facts. I was one of them. Yeah.
Because they just come back off winning the Champions League. They were doing really well. Tuchel was doing bits. And like you said, they had a good defense. They had a good team. And people thought, okay, they signed Lukaku a striker now. Yeah, he's not, unbelievable or anything, but he'll score enough goals for them to win the title.
He'll get 15. Like I expected him to get with 15 goals.
And it'll be enough. And Tuchel will find a way, and it'll be enough for them to win a league. And they were kind of up there for a few months, but then they just completely fell off. To be honest,
they absolutely.
You know what it was, bro? Like, you guys heard what Tuchel said to him? Like allegedly said to him, right?
What do you say?
About Conte? Is it to do with Conte?
It's like
when the
team.
Oh yeah, don't talk to your dad or something.
No, you said that's your daddy. That's
what,
why.
Did he say that? Nah, I need to find out more about that. I'd never do that.
I saw that before.
When I saw that, I can't lie to you. Oh, that was so crazy when I saw
that. Would have been so funny.
Clip. That came out actually way after the interview, but it gave context to what was happening in the interview. That's so crazy.
To be fair, like one thing I do want to say before we go to Liverpool, I see crazier things than this being said behind the scenes. I saw crazier things, so I'm not ruling it out personally.
I'm ruling it out. I don't think Tuchel's
like that. Tuchel's a madman. I swear to God, bro.
Tuchel's actually gone,
He's such a madman.
I agree, but Tuchel didn't say that. I refuse to believe Tuchel said that to me. Like I think that's just a joke.
That guy said vital stuff though. Do you not remember the team when they asked him the season he started at Chelsea and they were asking about Timo Werner, why is he not scoring? And then he started talking about Gyelem, like if you can't get a gal and she says you lefty, what's the point of going back to her? He made that something.
He did say like that. What did he say? What your paraphrasing? Bro, what did he say?
No, it was something.
I don't remember
that. He used like a termination of like going out of a woman, like to explain why Timo Werner wasn't scoring goals and why he wasn't making him do extra training to shoot the ball in the net. I remember that, bro. Like I swear to God, it was like in the half season that before you had the full season. It's the season we won the UCL. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, see, I don't even know about this.
I'll make sure to send that link because I'm 100% sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Flo's yours riding in it. Thoughts on Liverpool because obviously you signed McAllister early doors, then went and got Szoboszlai. Have we spoken about Szoboszlai on this show?
Yeah, I think we did last week.
Yeah,
okay. Obviously been linked to Lavia. Catherine Thuram links have kind of gone quiet. Is there anything you'll know better than me? Is there anything I've missed there or anything you want to discuss in regards to Liverpool?
I'd say since the Szoboszlai signing got announced, which was last Sunday, I think, then news started to come out about Lavia, and I think Lavia is definitely Liverpool's priority at the moment to get done. Like, apparently, I've heard that he wants to join, and Klopp's spoken to him and stuff like that, and Klopp really wants him. Like, he's Klopp's proud. Like, Klopp really wants him, and he's pushing for us to sign him. There have been talks with Southampton, I think, and I think Fabrizio keeps saying it as well that there have been talks with Southampton. I don't think Liverpool pay the 50 million though. I do think a deal will get done for him, but I don't think it gets done for 50. I think it'll get done for 40 maybe. So I'm still confident that one happens. To be honest, the last week it's sort of been more about outgoings. To be honest, rumors about outgoings rather than ingoings, about Thiago in particular, Henderson, and a bit about Fabinho. But I don't think Fabinho's going to go in it. I think there was maybe a couple of links about a Saudi club coming in for Fabinho, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's been a lot more about Thiago and Fabinho. I mean, Thiago and Henderson, sorry.
Henderson reportedly going to Saudi, yeah? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah,
that's
there were
right.
rumors, and look, that's the dream in it. But like, yeah, I think it's too good to be true in it. I just think it's too good to be true, bro. It's to Gerrard's club actually, which isn't a surprise to be honest. Like, I do think Gerrard has probably spoken to him about it. I do believe that. I do think he has
That
probably
makes sense.
spoken to him.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he goes, man. Like I said, it's too much of a dream, bro. I refuse to get myself excited over it because I don't want to be let down in it. Like, if it like I'm telling you, we could sign hypothetical world. We could go on a madness and sign Chouameni and sign Colwell or something like that. And Henderson
This
leaving
guy.
would still be my favorite moment of the window. Genuinely, that's how much I want this to happen in it. But it won't happen in it. He's stuck. I've been fighting Henderson stance for ages, man. Like even today, man, I was fighting the Henderson stance, man, because they still think he can
Has
contribute
Henderson still got stands?
something. Bro,
That's
he's
what I'm
got
saying,
so
bro.
many
What the-
stands.
No way.
His stands are
Still.
crazy. Yeah. His stands are mental.
But what
He's
did
got a
they
lot,
say
you
though?
know?
Did they wait? Did the stands say, were they saying he can stay in some capacity and be a squad
Yeah,
player? Or are they
the
saying he should
stands wanting
start?
to stay.
No. In what capacity though? Are they saying he should start? Are they saying he could
No,
stay as
stay
a
as a
squad player
squad player.
and do like the Milner role? You should barely see him,
No,
to be
but
honest.
No, but well, James Milner played a lot last season, to be fair,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
kind
but
of wasn't his
that's
fault. But you know what? If
that's on.
if we wanted
Come on.
to like have Henderson as the Milner role in the Milner role, I would have rather had James Milner in the James Milner role. Like,
Nah,
I would have
that
rather
makes sense.
James Milner's a better
Yeah.
footballer. They both haven't got any legs anymore. And James, you know what James Milner's actually got? He's got a football brain. Henderson doesn't, man. Henderson just causes chaos and hoofballs it every time he comes on the pitch, man. He's annoying. He's so bad, and yet our fans still think he can contribute something, man. It's so annoying. Honestly, these Henderson stands, man. I'm not doubting him like what he's done for the club. He's a legend of the club. I ain't denying that. Like I think people who deny he's a legend of the club go too far in it. Like he is. The guy was a captain of the team that won our first title in 30 years and our 6th European Cup. Like, come on, he is a legend, innit? But like, bro, he's useless now, innit? He's absolutely useless. So he would be the first one I get rid of, but it won't happen. But the thing is, Thiago as well. Like, there's been more talk of him going in the last week, which makes sense because he's only got 1 year left on his contract, and I don't think he'll sign a new contract in it. But again, I don't think But then again, Fabrizio came out the other day and said he really wants to stay at Liverpool. So, I mean, I'd keep him for his final year in it because I do feel like if you can manage his minutes well and keep it, because he's a part-time player in it. Thiago's a part-time player in it. Like you can't rely on him to be fit for a full season. But I do feel if you could manage his minutes and not be reliant on him and have him as a squad player, I do think that's a very good player to have in and around the squad, in it. For a player of that Thiago Alcantara's quality and skill set, to have him in and around the squad, I think is a very good asset to have for his fight for this season. So I don't even think he goes either. It's a weird one, but we need outgoings to go because our squad. Our squad is a lot bigger than what I thought. To be fair, because we got a lot of deadwood shit in there. To be honest with you, like Nat Phillips is still there. I think he goes. Tyler Morton
The
came back
problem
from
is with you lot though is if you do let her go a lot, because Saint pointed this out to me. If
The
you let a lot
homegrown.
of the deadwood, the homegrown scenario that you lot could have, if you let a lot of the a lot of deadwood quote unquote players leave.
That's why I don't think because I would sell Joe Gomez, but I don't think Joe Gomez will go in it because
You should have
of
him
that
as fourth,
reason.
fifth choice. You know what I'm saying? And then you should be okay.
I
If you
just
got
don't
Van
want.
Dijk,
Thing is, I'm not even. I
Konate,
want Joe
etc.
Gomez to go, but like I don't even mind him as like a backup right back option. It's just as a centre back, the guy makes me shit my pants in it. Like literally, like he's so bad as a
Well, you
Joe
should bet.
Gomez.
If he's fifth choice, you should see him as often as I seen Maguire this season, which is rare.
I hear you because like the season we almost won the quad. I think he only played like 1 or 2 games at centre back in the whole
my
season,
point.
and we almost won the quadruple. So like
you shouldn't be seeing if you're seeing your fourth, fifth choice centre back.
I hear you. Yeah.
After the season, that's just unlucky.
But then then with Konate's injury, because I do think we also get a centre back as well this summer. Because I know the priority for Liverpool is that they still want a midfielder and a centre back. The midfielder they want is Lavia, and I think that happens. So let's say that happens soon. Then Fabrizio I think said we'll go focus on the centre back, then a left-sided centre back, and look, the top target is Colwell, who the club want. Like the club are desperate for Colwell in it. It's no secret. But do I think it happens? No. Like let me just get. Do I think Levi Colwell joins Liverpool this summer? No. I'd give it like a 10-15% chance it happens in it Because what needs to happen is, G's speaking facts, man.
And big up G says tired of this endo prop. Let that ish go like a receding hairline.
It's
And that's how I
bad.
know because G's not even like G's like fairly reserved. So I know for him
Yeah,
to
he is.
say
He's
that
level-headed. Yeah.
he's up to here with with the Jordan Anderson thing. But go on, Ryan.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But like with Levi Colwell, it is literally. I know how much the club want, like how desperate. I haven't seen many players in the past for Liverpool that the club had this intent on getting in it. Like he's the first choice centre back they want. But it's a matter of him wanting to leave Chelsea and pushing for the move. If that happens, which I don't really see it happening, but if that does happen, I do think there's a really good chance we get him because I think it got reported that by a reliable Liverpool journalist, to be fair, that David Lynch, that if Liverpool get the slightest hint that Chelsea might sell Levi Colwell, they will make a big move for him. And what I will say about Liverpool is that when Liverpool really, really want a player, when Klopp really, really wants a player, and he's the number one target, Liverpool will look to pay the money for him. You look at Van Dijk, you look at an Alisson. They were going to pay the money for Tchouaméni last summer. At the end of the day, he just chose Real Madrid. That wasn't the club's for anything. Liverpool were going to pay the money for Tchouaméni last summer, and he would have been about 80 odd million, I think, last summer. So, I think if Levi Colwell did become available, Liverpool could actually pay the money, but I just don't think he becomes available in it, which is why I don't really. They will go on an alternative. I think Fabrizio did mention Inacio yesterday as a player Liverpool have scouted and looked at, but there's no talks for him or anything at the moment, which is understandable. So I'm sure Liverpool will have like names on the shortlist for a centre back, and I do think we'll get one. I just have no clue who it's going to be, to be honest with you.
Do you think it'll be a left? Do you think it'll be a left-sided one though? You think
definitely, yeah. That's the one that they're really targeting, a left-sided centre back for. That's the one that they really
team's looking
want.
decent still. Your team's looking decent.
Yeah. Like I do think we probably will get a mid because like I said, I think Lavia will happen. Could you hear me there? By the way,
we can hear you.
Because it looked like my connection.
It just went. We could still hear you in it. We don't worry about seeing your faces. Calm, go on, carry on.
Because I think, like I said, I think Lavia probably, like I said, Lavia does join because I know he wants Liverpool. That's what I've heard. But to be fair, there is this argument over Lavia. Will he just be a bench player or stuff this season? I think he probably will be, but I would just put him in from the start, to be honest with you. Because, like I said, I'm just done with Fabinho as a regular starter. Literally, I'm just done with that
because
guy.
You're in the 4 competitions, he's going to get game time.
Oh, of course, yeah. Of course, he's going to get game time. But I'm talking
he's going to get game time. But you saying in the bigger games, throw him in from the start.
I'm talking like when we played Chelsea, and from the start of the season, just put him in.
Yeah, I would play him.
Because I can't deal with Fabinho as a regular starter anymore. People are making it Fabinho, he improved at the end of the season with the system change, and he did. When we changed the system, Fabinho did improve. Yeah. But I don't trust this guy over a full season anymore. I'm sorry, man. He was that bad before the system, and he still weren't amazing after the system changed. There were still times when he looked too slow to the tackle and everything like that, and he still moved so stiff and everything. Like, I don't trust this guy over a full season anymore. So
and Stephanie G says, where does Trent play next season, defense or midfield?
He plays inverted fullback.
So he'll start as a right back and then invert.
And then just invert. Yeah, that's the way he'll play at the end of the day.
Sense.
Like, this whole midfield thing with Trent is just something that Southgate just decided to experiment with against 2 dead teams. And all of a sudden, people think that Jurgen Klopp is just going to do it for some random reason. If Jurgen Klopp wanted to play Trent as a midfielder, he would have done it ages ago, man. Let's be honest with you. He actually did try it, I think, in Trent's first kind of breakthrough season, 17-18. He tried it in a couple of games towards the end of the season, bro. It didn't work, innit? And he's never ever tried it since.
Yeah, so Klopp in that sense,
Klopp's
a
world-class manager. Gareth Southgate, so it's that. But people think Southgate is suddenly, because Southgate's done it, Klopp's gonna do it. How does that make any sense whatsoever? It's just stupid. Like, he will play as an inverted fullback at the end of the day. I think Klopp. You can tell by the profile of players that we're looking at and have brought, and Klopp said it as well, that he is going to continue with this new system at the end of the day, which I like, and I'm fully behind. So, look, just one more DM and one more left-sided centre back, and bro, I'm very excited for the season then, to be honest, because we've addressed all our issues essentially. in the
You have,
team.
unfortunately. I hate it from like a rival perspective that you lot are doing the business still. Like you seem to be doing good business, so it'll be interesting to see in the rest of this month, August as well. What other business you do indeed do if you go and get whether it's Colwell or whether it's another left-sided centre back, Lavia, or another midfielder, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Can I
Because
just
big
say
our team, I think, if you look at our attack, we've got 5 attackers who can score. Who I'm all right with in terms of scoring goals. Like at the end of the day, like Salah will get you double digits, provided they all get enough game time. Jota will, Gakpo, I think will. Nunes, even though I'm not the biggest fan, I think would get you. We got 15 already this season, so like he'll get you double digits. Diaz is the only one that probably might not, but Diaz needs to step up. To be honest with you, the midfield then look. I think the midfield will look good if we get like a DM like a Lavia, because you got McAllister, Szoboszlai, Lavia. Then your squad players, you got like Thiago, Curtis Jones, who's stepping up, who's had a really good tournament with the under-21s. To be fair, with England.
Oh, you didn't like Curtis Jones?
No, I didn't. But he improved towards the end of the season, where I'm like, you'd be a good squad player. So I'm happy to keep him as a squad player, innit? I'm not
going to got John Henson.
Relax in it, but like
he's still there, yo. He's still there. What do you mean, relax?
I'm going through the good players. I'm going through the.
He's a good squad player.
He's a good squad player to me. He's a good
I'm
squad
going
player
through the
to me.
actual football players, innit?
He's a good squad player to me.
He's a
I
good
think you're
squad player
being
to
too
me.
hard. All bullshit aside, he's a good squad player.
Wait, listen, relax.
He's an awful squad player. Bro.
He's a good squad player.
There's
man.
no ability there at all.
Good squad player.
Hey, no, it's a leader. It's a leader off the bench as well. Like, come on.
Yeah, man.
Oh my days! It's so cringy the way he's been posting on social media in the last week. Since we signed Szoboszlai, right? No word of a lie. Him on social media has been cringy. He's been posting pictures of him in the gym working hard and all this.
Yeah,
stuff. Bro, it's because you've lost your place, innit?
Pre-season coming up. Like,
Pre-season coming up, man. Gallagher's even been doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. Gallagher, Henderson, same shit. Mount, all the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I will say quickly on the Liverpool stuff, yeah.
You know, if Henderson leaves, you've got to let me do a celebration stream on here.
Yeah, we'll run it
on
the Tuesday edition.
You know, I would be more happier about Henderson leaving than Ahmed would be about Lukaku leaving. I promise you right now.
Run it.
Now, one thing I'll say quickly, just on Liverpool. Levi Cole is not coming to your club. We literally.
I said he isn't.
No, but the way man said 10% chance, like 10%.
Yeah,
it's not even 10%, bro.
But it's 10%. It's 10% low.
10%
It's like the Chelsea attacker conversion rate.
It's literally 1%, bro. That's Chelsea conversion rate, man. 1% Chelsea conversion rate, man. Get that right, man. Fast and fast.
I'm just saying, I know Levi Colwell is Liverpool's #1 centre back target.
No, it's not. Listen, and he's not gonna come. I'm just gonna let everyone know that right now, nice and clear. That's gonna clear the air. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying he's locked up like Akon.
Yeah, man, he's locked up. He's not gonna be let out anytime soon. But he's not saying
it's crazy.
No,
and just let me get to this. Big up to Jason for the super chat. He says, "Man, like Mo Salah, top left." Big up, man. The guy spent money to say this. I appreciate it. Is what it is. I got my hair taken out, and for whatever reason, my hair split in three. I look like, for those that remember Rugrats, remember Cynthia. That's what my hair looks like when I take it off. My hair's literally splitting free. Angelica's though. Obviously, these men are too young to remember Rugrats. But for those that remember,
I don't know Rugrats. I know Rugrats.
Do you watch Rugrats? I don't know.
Yeah, I used to watch
ages. How old are you? 25.
Yeah, 25.
So we completely different generations. You know what I'm saying? That's why. So I don't expect you to have
watched. Wait, I'm 25.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
You're older than me.
For it, I know.
Well, that's because I look. Listen, man. You know, I said black skin.
I thought you were like my age or younger. No word of a lie. Like genuinely.
Yeah, man. I know. I've always been. A lot of people are surprised when I tell them my actual age. So it's genuinely, bro. It's actually a real thing, bro. Even when I was in sixth form, people thought I was like 13 or 14 at the time. So it's a real thing.
And yes, Jacob. Yeah, Cynthia the doll, legit. My hair split into three. It did. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take it out. I don't know why it was split in three. In facts. You know
one thing I will say to you, bro, if it comes in inverted, bro, I'm telling you how teams are going to be beating up that Trent empty space, the square boxes, I say, in much of the day. Literally one pass, midfielder just literally there's a little top over the top rule. If he's inverted in the midfield, that space is completely clear for any winger who's got a good amount of pace. Literally, if you've got a solid amount of pace, like 85 pace on FIFA, or like even 80 pace on FIFA, you're cashing money on that section, bro. You're cashing
It'll
money.
Be the same if he was at right back, though. Let's be honest with ourselves. And he's pushing up from right back.
It'll be like inverted he might be better, but it might make defensively a bit more problematic. That's what I would say.
I think it's just the same thing as what it has been over the years, to be honest. In fact, it's probably a bit better because if you've got Trent inverted, it means he's actually a bit deeper and then has less has less space to cover at the end of the day to get back in position when a team does attack us, to be honest. So it's kind of the same because Trent, over the years, when he'd be playing as an orthodox right back, was always up the pitch at the end of the day. And then he would, a team would catch us on that side. So, like, I think it's just kind of the same thing, really. There's always going to be a weakness with any system you play, to be honest with you. And that probably will be ours. But, like, at the end of the day,
do you
you
think
got to
also,
make sure
Ryan,
you
bro,
find a way to
Go on, you
counter
might carry
to
on. One
handle
sec,
that at
carry
the
on,
end of
carry
the
on.
day. But
Actually,
I
the
am
other
liking
question
the way our team's going towards, to be honest, especially if we get a centre back and a midfielder, man.
I
But I
agree
do
with
hear
you,
you. That is a team. That is an area of the teams will look to hit us. But that's kind of the same with any team.
What do you think about
Any
Robertson?
team.
Because I'm surprised. I was gonna say I'll say Robertson first. That's the first question. But what do you feel about Robertson, bro? Because I thought maybe this season might be. I thought last year was the season. They were backup left back. Whose name I just forgot. I thought that would Simicas. I thought it was actually going to be Simicas this season.
Simicas is shit, bro.
But yeah, I don't know. So obviously, I know you don't like him. I know that a lot of Liverpool fans are not so high on him anymore. So why have you not addressed that? Do you think no, sorry, what's his name again? Robertson is good enough for you this season?
Well, the Robertson thing is why we're getting a left centre back. Because if you look at the way we actually play now, when we change our system, Trent becomes inverted, and when he becomes inverted, when we're in possession and defending transitions, Robertson comes into a back three with Van Dijk and Konate as the left centre back, and let's be real, that's not him at the end of the day because he's not technically good enough in terms of play that position on the ball, and also because he's learning a new role. His positioning isn't exactly great. I do think he can sort that out and improve that aspect because it's a new position. So the more he learns that position, let's say in pre-season, I do think he can become better at it. But I do feel we do need a left centre back, which is why we're targeting a left centre back at the end of the day for that position and to probably rotate with and eventually replace Robertson because look, Robertson, I think, can do a decent job there as in rotation with another centre back at the end of the day, but I wouldn't trust him in that position over a full season, to be honest with you. Which is why I'm happy we're going for a left centre back, like I said, and then him and Robertson can rotate because I'm happy with Robertson in that position as like a squad player, to be honest with you, because he's not really an orthodox left back anymore like he was, and even then he was sort of declining in that position anyway. Like going forward, he wasn't that great in the last couple of years with his crossing and everything like that. It's gone really downhill. So and the strongest part of his game is defensively, but like I said, he's learning a new role, which, so it's understandable, I think, why he does get caught positionally in that role. So like I said, I think he'll improve the more he learns it in pre-season and stuff, but we still need a left-sided centre-back still who's more, suited to playing that role, in my opinion.
And finally, just quickly on Salah. Obviously, he's not been playing that position that he usually does. The style of play he does. Do you think Klopp is going to go back to allow him to play in that system to flourish again? Like even though he still scored a lot of goals, don't get me wrong, but obviously it wasn't as good as he can be when he's in his OG.
I know what you mean. He was playing more as like a
wide guy,
actual right touchline winger over the season. I think I'm just thinking of the system we're playing is that there are times where he's probably going to have to go out there on the right wing, but then there are also times where he can interchange with Szoboszlai and link up with him. So let's say, because Szoboszlai, I think, can play in the wing as well. So I'm not saying he becomes the right winger, but Szoboszlai can sometimes go on to more towards the touchline, let Salah become more inverted and become more central, and vice versa as well. So I don't think Salah's continuously going to be on the right wing or more inverted. I think it's going to be a mixture of both, to be honest. And I'm all right with that, to be honest with you, because Salah's going to have a better players to link up with on that side. He's not going to have Henderson to link up with at the end of the day. And even with that, man still scored like 19 Premier League goals at the end of the day. I think he scored 30 in all competitions. So you imagine, him linking up with better players around him, the team being better, and him maybe not being on the right touchline as much as what he was this season. He'll easily get over 20 Prem goals, you think, as well. So, like, Salah will be fine, man. Like, He'll be all right.
Hey, big up Jason for the super chat as well. Before I get to this, Jason, hey, everybody who's locked in, continue to bump up the likes. Still over 100 of you lot in here. We're at 89
Can I address
likes.
the super chat?
Before you go, yeah, I'm gonna let you go answer this first, and I'm gonna respond. And if Jez and Ahmed want to, that's cool too. But we're at 89 likes. Get us up to 100 likes, people, before we close out the show. Continue to get your questions in. Don't worry, I've started all the better questions. But if you do indeed super chat, I will get straight to it. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. That's one surefire way to get on the channel as well. If you join the membership, one surefire way, because there's many different perks, including how to get on the channel. And hit that subscribe button as well, man. Hit that subscribe button. So like, check 1212. Let's get up to 100 likes and subscribe. We're currently at 7,161. We're looking for 4 more subscribers. Get us to 7,165 people. 7,100. There's over 100 of you lot in here. We're only looking for 4 more subscribers. Hit the subscriber mark. Hit the subscriber notification so we can hit the subscriber mark. Big up to Jason McNeil for the super chat. Much appreciated, my guy. He says, Colwell being your number 1 target when 99% of you didn't even know who he was 6 months ago to a year ago, says it all for me. Brian, the floor is yours. I'm going to respond after you.
I actually agree with the super chat, innit? I actually agree with it. What I will say is that for me personally, and you can ask C1. If C1's in the comments or anything, ask C1. I've been hyping up Levi Colwell for ages. Literally, you can ask C1. I've been in C1's DM saying, yo, Levi Colwell's a baller, you know, you might need to keep him still. And that's been for a while, innit? That's been for way longer than 6 months ago. That's been probably for about a year. I've been hyping up Levi Colwell. And like I said, if you don't believe me, ask C1, innit? Literally. But I agree. I actually agree with the super chat. Like, most Liverpool fans didn't really have a clue about him until like recently. Let's be honest.
I'll respond to this. It's not a shot to say most players a player being unknown to the vast majority of the fan base has zero bearing on whether the player is going to be successful or not, because that's most players. Unless you're signing a player from within the Premier League who's played at another top club. Most people has played at another top club outside of Europe. Like, for instance, United signed Casemiro. Everyone knew who Casemiro was because he's played at Real Madrid. I'll admit it, and I had no idea who Lisandro Martinez was until we signed him. Didn't have a clue. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have a clue the amount of players I get asked about on here, and I won't know until I have to put them in a thumbnail to know what they look like. Like Jez calling Jackson, what's it called? 21 Savage. I don't know. I could have walked past him today and not known it was him. No disrespect, I don't know. So to say a player doesn't have to be known to be a successful signing, because it's not on the fan base to know. Like, who should know is the football club, the manager, the recruitment team, the scouts. That's who need to know what's going on. Caicedo, 12 months ago, nobody knew who he was because he was in Ecuador. Now he's being quoted at 80, 90 million and nobody's batting an eyelid. Lavio, most people, not all, because there is some people in the chat who, most people love to lie and be like, oh, I knew such and such. No, you didn't. Nobody was talking about this past season when he left City to go to Southampton. No, I didn't see one comment saying, why have we not went and got Lavio?
I think nobody City used to hype him up a bit.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, this is what Flores said. Yeah. This is what Flores said there.
Exception to the rule.
Yeah, exactly.
She's the exception to the rule. My point is, when he left Southampton, when he left Manchester City's academy to go Southampton, I did not see one person say, go get him in my team yet. If you look at his performance at Southampton this past season, he was good enough to play for our 4 football clubs that have been represented here. He was good enough to play for. Nobody 100%. Mentioned it. He was definitely good enough to play for Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, or Spurs this past season. That's why we would all take him at our football clubs now, and he walks into our first.
Lavia had some very impressive performances against a lot of the big side. I'm talking big sides. He went to the Emirates and dominated that game.
That's the point I'm making. Is most players are unknown. Like I had, this was a couple weeks back. I was doing a show on here, and I said that Martinez was unknown. People were like, Martinez was known. No, he wasn't, because nobody was advocating when Ten Hag signed for
Timber,
Manchester United.
At that time.
Timber was the one that Ten Hag initially wanted number 1. Number 2, nobody went advocating for Timber. Nobody went advocating for Anthony. No one weren't saying, go get these man. Nobody was saying, go get these men. Like Chouameni, Camavinga are players we mentioned. It's like, yeah, go get them in my team. Jude Bellingham being another. It's even Højlund last season. Who knew Højlund?
It's only really it only really took off like after you scored a hat-trick against Denmark no, for Denmark a couple of months ago, which is funny because even 2 months prior to that time, I was tweeting about Højlund, but obviously that was on my burner because my main account is banned in it. So like I personally categorize myself to the exceptions kind of because
you're the
most of the
exception.
time
You're one of the exceptions, I should say. Like Steve, who's in the chat, he's an exception. But what I'm saying is that's not most. Let's call a spade a spade. Most people are not watching a Kaneki if he's still in the chat. He's someone who will watch football outside of the Premier League. The vast majority of football Premier League fans who support Premier League clubs are not sat down watching Serie A games. They're not watching Empoli versus Lecce. Let's call a spade a spade. You're not sat down watching that. You're not sat down watching Atalanta versus Ascoli. You're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lying. You're not watching. You're not.
No, I'm just laughing because like
you man are laughing, but you know I'm true, man. You're watching Palermo versus Fiorentina. No, you're not. You're not waking up on a Sunday and be like, yeah, let me watch Palermo versus Fiorentina. Same for League. You're not watching Saint Etienne versus Nice. You're not. Like that's just the facts of the matter. Spain, you're not watching Osasuna versus Valencia.
No, you don't watch that. I'll be real. No one's watching that, bro. I'll be real.
My point is there people exceptions? Yes, like if he was here, Steve, he's someone who will watch that. If he told me he watched that, I believe him because he watches European football across the globe. But my point is, people are not watching these teams to know these players and assess them correctly. So unless it's a FIFA thing or a football manager thing, you're not sat watching these, man. It's like when people write off players, such and even Nana to an extent. A lot of people who are, he makes a lot of mistakes. How much have you watched of him?
It's more of a stereotype.
Yeah, go on.
Stereotype.
For Nana, it's more of a stereotype. And then remember his time at Ajax, where sometimes he was letting certain goals go. But then again, I'll make the argument that was not only a younger Nana a couple of years ago, but also I make the argument that again, goalkeepers make a mistake. Like I see others make horrible. Like I saw others kick a horrible ball. Like like goalkeepers make mistakes, but that's what I'm saying. Like you really don't know how good a player is or what he can be like unless you actually intensively watch him to a certain amount of time. For example, obviously, I'm happy with the Van de Ven kind of thing, even though some people don't rate him, some people rate him. Me personally, from what I have seen in terms of reading up and watching certain amount of highlights and also maybe 1 or 2 games this year, I think there's a player there, but I'm not gonna preach like, for example, if I say, I mean, I don't maybe Armin knows and Ryan knows, but Lukaku from Lyon. Not everybody knows Lukaku, but this is something I religiously watch, and I can 100% say, yeah, I want to my team. But the normal fan in terms of like who doesn't have the time to watch every league, every game possible, is not gonna know about Lukaku.
Yeah, bro, I'll be real. The only reason why I started watching a lot of these leagues, like, was in lockdown. I started watching a lot of these leagues. I'll be honest. Like, and then Stade de Rennes, the reason why I actually started watching them unironically was because of FIFA. No joke, yeah. Because Terrier used to be very good, were getting like cards all the time. I was like, this team has to be good in it. So that's how I actually started watching League on Rennes.
That's the thing, like,
yeah.
Certain people like they go based on like things what they see on the internet only. But for me, it's always, I don't mind looking up, reading stuff. But for me, to really judge a player, you have to watch this guy religiously to a certain amount to really sit here and say, yo, this guy is going to be it. Like,
to give a fair assessment, that's where I'm at. That's why I always ask for a profile. So when people say, oh, like we was linked with, it was on Saeed's channel, this is a couple of weeks ago, we got linked to Verbruggen, I think it was. And people were like, oh, Verbruggen is not that good of a goalkeeper. I'm like, most of these men haven't watched him. Like, let's call it spade a spade. How you assessing him and you haven't watched him.
Man, I'm not watching the fucking Belgian league like that.
You may have seen him in the Europa League where he played well or didn't play well, but it's unfair. Let's say they went to the final, for example, and they played 8 matches. It's unfair to base your whole assessment on a goalkeeper or any player.
It's hard to do that.
With 8 matches, because they could be 8 of his best matches. And he could have been They could have been 8. They could have been 8 of his like best matches, and the rest of the season he was rubbish. Or they could have been 8 of his worst matches, and the rest of the season.
That's why I never take any tournaments like to like. Okay, you can maybe understand what the profile of a player, but in terms of actually judging a player, like that's what I had earlier a discussion. about Van de Ven, and somebody was saying, I don't really rate this guy because I was watching the under 21s Euros, and the Netherlands went out in the group stages, but 3 games is not enough for me to sit here and say to write a player off or say the player is terrible. Like for me, you just need more data and eyes, data, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like people like
data, 100%. You need to watch it more.
For example, with the super chat work, what I wanted to say is as well is maybe the common people didn't know about Kovac like that until 6 months ago or a year ago, but Liverpool probably knew about him full time. Like people don't realize how long actually clubs scout some of these players, but you just never heard a link of it.
Yeah.
No, clubs scout players at 5-6 years old. So you don't think they could like a coach?
Bro, we were literally scouting Chouameni
because you know about Anthony on Alessandro, and even Kim and Jay. We've been scouting Kim and Jay already since 2020.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I've been already a fan for him for so long. But we never really felt like you are the guy to come in and be like, which obviously the case is different, but club didn't expect it, and Tottenham ran shit as well. So and it's combinations to it as well. But even someone like Kvaratskhelia, we've been looking at him since 2020. Nobody was, even I didn't know about Kvaratskhelia in 2020. I watch football a lot.
Yeah, go on, Ahmed. So what he's gonna say.
One thing I was gonna say, so just quickly, so on Chouameni was a good example I like to use. Like Chelsea was scouting for ages. Cesc Fabregas was even telling the club should go and get this guy, and because they're literally we didn't decide to go after because we still needed to develop. Real Madrid took him the year later. The reason why I knew about Camavinga is because he faced us in the UCL run, and that's the only reason why I knew about Camavinga. Literally,
he played your team. Yeah, that's
literally. Generally, it's only like I think up until recently, like especially I think last year, like ever since I came on this channel and I started like redoing like a lot of research onto these players and like doing the FM stuff that I do usually, that I've actually gotten to know a lot of these players and started watching a lot of these leagues. Otherwise, bro, all of this been a Prem guy that's watching Chelsea every week in, week out. But it's actually like expanded my knowledge. That's one thing I will say. Like, expand your knowledge, bro. It makes you.
I wish I could watch more leagues, but people I can't. I do too many. I do too many lives. Then I have to be watching too much Premier League. I just don't have the time.
Exactly, bro. That's it's just the normal man thing, bro. It's the normal. It's like the regular man can only watch. Maybe it's 5:30 p.m. Sunday game, or 5:30 p.m. Saturday game, or like a 4 p.m. on a Sunday. It's rarely.
So certain games also overlap with each other as well. Like sometimes I'll be Tottenham is playing, but then at the same time, Leon is playing Rennes. Yeah, I'm like, I want to watch Leon though, but then Tottenham's playing, so I was watching Tottenham, and then we getting beat the fuck out by fucking Burnley.
And big up to God_AEM says Flawless will succeed with this work rate, most consistent. Much appreciated, my guy. Big up again, Jason, for the super chat. Big up to Jason for both super chats, and Cola J official for the super chat earlier as well. But I'm going to answer the final few questions before we do indeed close out. Big up Dominic, who says Flawless thoughts on United value in Maguire at 50 million. I think 30 million is good enough for him. Somebody mentioned this point to me in Man United, and it was a great point. And this is why I like, because I was like 50 million, that's wild. But then someone said maybe they're giving themselves room to negotiate to drop down to a 30 million or a 25 or 20 million or 50 million, which would make sense. But I would 15 million, 20 million for Maguire is a great deal for us. It's a steal. I'm just glad that these type of conversations are being had in terms of, these rumors are coming out in regards to him having talks with Ten Hag, which I spoke on in the Man United earlier, and also as well reports of him leaving. Valuation, a transfer value on his name. It's time to move him on. Even though, like when I was talking to Ryan about Henderson being 4th, 5th choice, you rarely see him. Maguire's 5th choice for us. He's our 5th choice centre-back. And we've been linked, and Jason the Cool Kid mentioned it, we've been linked to Diassi. So if Diassi gets here or another centre-back, which we are looking at because Kim and Jay, we didn't end up making a bid for, but we're interested in. Now it's Axel Diassi. So that's a area Ten Hag is actively trying to improve. Your 6th choice. It's time to move on. And I think that's what will be the conversation. And if you look at how Ten Hag moved with De Gea, I think he's going to move the same with Maguire and be like, you're not going to get game time. I can't promise you game time. I'm all for Maguire trying to improve and fight for his place. No issue with that. I said this earlier. For Manchester United fans, getting onto Maguire, for Maguire wanting to stay at Manchester United is not Maguire's fault. The reason, you know whose job it is to get rid of Harry Maguire from Manchester United, not Harry Maguire's. It's Manchester United. Manchester United's job is to move him on. If Harry Maguire is still here, come the end of this transfer window. That is not on him. And I want him gone. That is on the football club. Hold Manchester United. We can, if we want to move him on, we can do things to move him on. Put a valuation on his name. Put him on the transfer list. Offer him to clubs. Let clubs know that we're open to offers for him. We can do all of these things, all of the above, and let him know in that meeting. Ten Hag should say, yeah, move on, because there's no space for you here. You're going to be your fifth choice now. You're going to be sixth choice when I sign a centre back, whether that is Diassi or someone else. Because Jason the cool kid says, outside of Diassi links interest, I'd like to see us go all out for Gonzalo Inacio. I mean, come on, the pool is not that small. I don't know anything about either of these two centre backs to say.
The other one is the left-sided centre back from Sporting Lisbon. That obviously
we don't need another left-sided centre back. We got.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that Diassi will come in to play the right, and even all the centre backs that you have been linked to, they all play on the right, or some can play on the left, but mainly they're right-footed guy as well. So no, I think Human are actually just focused on getting somebody specifically for run. Because I think even though he's been fine with the injuries, I think there's still a concern there.
No, that's fair. Like I said, I don't know too much about him. I'm just happy that we're being linked with another centre back and then trying to improve
a good backup.
This strong area. Who?
Disasi is going to be a good backup for you.
You're going to be good backup first. Yeah, man, I'm with it 110%. Jose, this is news to me. I didn't see this. Flawless thoughts on the Felix links to United. Source. This is the first I've heard of this. I've heard
anything like that
to Manchester United. But would I be against it? Yes. He definitely don't fit what we're trying to do. He's a less mobile Anthony. Why would I want him here? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Anthony,
he's a technically better. He's a technically better, slow, less. He's technically better, less mobile version of Anthony. We're doing the kick and run thing. That's not João Felix's game.
I like that.
Play where?
I like that.
Get him and play where? Where's he gonna play?
There, man. I don't care.
If you were to sign,
if he fumbles your system, that's all I care about, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I care about, G. I don't care where he plays with you. But on a serious note, it doesn't suit you. But if he's on a serious note, it doesn't suit your team, bro. So
we'll go to you on this, Simon, since you got so much to say. You joke, man. Will Tonali ball at Newcastle? And then we'll go to you.
I think he'll play good there, bro. I'll be honest. I think he'll play well. He'll allow Bruno Guimaraes to sort of play the role he played similarly at Lyon, a bit more further up the pitch. Joe Linton will obviously be the other guy that will play next to him. Yeah, man. I think, honestly, bro, Newcastle, I think, have one of the best midfielders in the league at this point. I don't think anyone here would disagree with that. Genuinely, they have a top 6 midfield.
I've not watched Tonali like that, but everyone like yourself, and I know Jez will speak on this now and speak on it before. Everyone's waxed lyrical about this signing for Newcastle. What are you saying about it, Jez? Do you think he'll ball at Newcastle?
I think Tonali is a good player, and I think he would definitely be a good signing. I would say, based on face value. Do I think Newcastle overpaid for him? Yes, because I don't even look at Tonali in terms of like. I don't even think for me he was top 5 most important player for Milan when they bought him. I think Benitez was better midfielder than him personally, so I don't think that even got the best midfielder from AC Milan. But I think he's a good addition. I think my only concern is because I think Ram made the point. Italians just don't seem to just come to England and just settle well. And I think this will be, I don't know, it just seems, for me, I know, I'm not trying to be a body language expert or anything, but seeing those videos, the guy doesn't look that happy. And to be honest, I think even growing up, he was an AC Milan fan as well. So getting sold just like that and having to move from Milan to Newcastle, it's a culture shock. It's a quick culture shock. And I can't like...
Yeah, Newcastle is very much different from Milan. I'll tell you that much.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, bro, like, did you see the video? Like,
no, I've not watched the video.
There's a video where I didn't watch it. They spoke in Italian, but somebody translated it and saying how his wife was saying the gym in Milan was way bigger than the Newcastle one. No, it's big. No, she said the gym in Milan is bigger than in Newcastle, and then Tonali in Italian responded way bigger. So kind of like, bro, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more about him. I think he has ability, but I think it's more about him actually settling into the country. Because I feel like people. This is one thing people don't talk about. Certain people maybe just failing to also just settle into a country, right? Which I know is footballers. You're getting paid good money as well to perform, but I always feel like that's a factor to it. Why certain players maybe don't perform in the first season. Like I feel like people don't put that into consideration.
Yeah, no, that's facts. People don't put into consideration that is a factor, especially if you're unhappy or if your wife's unhappy. Jeez, you know what I'm saying? People struggle here. Let your wife be unhappy or your girlfriend be
Bro,
unhappy.
this is the
That
funny
affects your
enough,
life here. You know
that's
what
the
I'm
funny
saying?
part was
That could
Kylian,
affect your work here. What are we talking about? Go on.
Funny enough,
Carry on, fam.
Trippier, there was also a video of Trippier obviously welcomed them to Newcastle and stuff like that. And Trippier was even talking about at the end of the clip how the quicker his wife is settling, the quicker he will settle as well. Which because he knows it from himself, because he was talking about how his wife was struggling when they moved to Spain. And Spain is so beautiful, especially in Madrid. And they were struggling. So it's like I don't know how he's gonna pan out. Because I did see people say, don't be surprised if this is like one season long like Lukaku. But like at January he's gonna do the interview and shit. I wanna go back home and shit. But nah.
I did
Like,
see that. I
think there's talent. He's talented, but I don't know how he's gonna do well this first season. Like I don't expect big things the first season personally. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Howe can get the best out of him. Nah, because I think he has the ability definitely there.
Yeah. And Jason, I just seen this super chat. I'll get to your next one as well. Much appreciated for both of these two and all the super chats before. I appreciate all your responses and big up, lads. Anytime, man. We'll always respond, man. As long as people respect for whether you agree or disagree. Like I said, I'm here to learn. Like I mentioned with the Maguire situation, because I was thinking 50 million. And so when somebody said it to me earlier and was like, could potentially give United a negotiation space to negotiate down, I was like, that makes sense. Like,
didn't like Chris Wheeler say they have to like technically pay like 10 million to Maguire in order for him
people said no, that's potential. So for instance, if we wanted to pay him off, it would cost 10 million.
Yeah, so even the 15...
say for instance we wanted to let him go say for instance we just wanted to get him off the books.
Sure.
We could just pay him 10 million. I believe that would be his contract. And then he could go and talk for someone else for free. People were saying that, say a club comes in for him, it could be a potential stumbling block. Like I said, you pay the cost to do business. Word to Riley Freeman from the Boondocks. You pay the cost to do business.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the cost. Like, to me, that's 10 million well spent to get Maguire off the books. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of the whole circus surrounding him. You get his wages off the books. You get him out of the football club. You open up the captaincy, open up the number 5. Move on. You know what I'm saying? It's time, man. It's okay to cut your losses when something's not been successful. Hey, big up to Jason as well for this super chat. We'll go to the Chelsea fan here. Successful first season for Poch, lads.
If he gets the players, and I'll tell everyone before, if preseason, in my opinion, does look good this season and we see him potential, and he gets the players that he needs.
Preseasons.
Bro, I'll be real, bro. I'll be real.
Go on, be real.
Chelsea's preseason last season, bro. If you're watching those 3 AMs, bro, you'll be pulling your hair out, bro. You'll be losing your highlight like me. Bro, I'll be real.
Let me quickly ask before you go. Tuca's preseasons, were they actually that good? Because I don't remember them all being fly high. Because I remember,
but they were all right, bro. But the final one with the new ownership, bro, was bad. It was very bad. Like, it was, yeah, bro. It wasn't cooking, man.
I guess maybe it's just a Chelsea thing.
No, man, genuinely, it wasn't good. That's why. Like, even if you watch the final one against Udinese, bro. Bro, like, looking back at it, bro. When you look back at it, it was not good, bro. So it was bad news. Listen, I told you, my spider sense was tingling too much, so I knew something was wrong or something was gonna happen. And then, sure enough, like at least 2 months later, Tuchel got sacked. So, I wasn't wrong, was I wasn't wrong.
Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? No.
But on a serious note,
we're to Eddie in it. I'd never agree with you. I just acknowledge when you're right. But go on, carry on. You know
one thing I will say to you though, with Poch, if he gets the guys that he needs and the squad is looking good and like I can clearly see some level of progression in preseason. I don't need to be winning and looking like they're playing hoops or something like that. You know what I mean? Hoops, I don't need to see that. As long as they're looking good and solid, I'll be calm and excited to say that they'll do well.
Jason, in terms of successful, I think Poch will improve Chelsea. I think he improves the individuals. I think he's a very good coach. I think he's disrespected because of his stint at Spurs, even though he should have won a trophy. I think he did an exceptional job there because he was the first manager that made us take Spurs serious. Like, people forget that, like, yeah, they lost in the Champions League final. Yes, their form that season wasn't the best, but they still reached the Champions League final. That's a great achievement. He solidified them as a top 4 side. He brought in great players. They played great football, etc. And I see him, like I said, improving Chelsea's team. I see him improving individually. The problem I think he has, I look at the Chelsea's team and was talking about, is so transfer window dependent. And that's not just Chelsea, but especially them. Because I think, for instance, if you get them by Vlahovic, I think not only would he score goals, I think he's the perfect foil for a Sterling. Then all of a sudden, you got 2 players who can score goals. Then you got Madueke. We're not sure about Nkunku. They probably will sign Caicedo at some point. You got Enzo, and the defense is there, and the goalkeeper Kepa. They're trying to compete for top 4 one game a week. They should be okay. I think their problem's goals. I think that's what it is. What they do in the attacking sense, with that attack, I don't think Poch can do anything. Who's scoring?
God knows, man. God knows. I'm gonna be
goals.
Genuinely, bro. Listen, man. This is why I've said to you before. The wingers need to wing. Literally, they need to burst, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. Sterling needs to burst. Sterling, yeah. I can't lie to you, Sterling, bro. You gotta carry the man in the back, bro. You gotta carry the man in the back. In Cuckoo, bro, I'm counting you. The amount of stuff I'm counting Cuckoo to carry us, yeah, is crazy right now. Jackson, bro, it's actually because I don't know if you had the news. I'll be real. Like, apparently the club are not even looking to bring in a striker right now.
Yeah, I saw it. Apparently it's fine. I saw
that's
that
a mistake.
So
that's a huge mistake.
So, bro, if Nico Jackson starts cooking in preseason, Vlahovic ain't coming. None of these meaty men are coming, bro. So, hey, yo, man, listen, I'll be real, bro. The situation at Chelsea is, listen, you gotta have luck with you. You gotta have a lot of burst in you. You know what I mean? These man, no matter where bro, I'm looking at you, G. You need to start, cooking, big man. I'm watching you right now, Madueke. Cook. Mudryk, bro, you gotta have to cook next season, bro. Yo, man, it's looking sticky icky, bro. And QQ, bro, I can't even give you a season to like rest. You have to start cooking straight away.
It's goals for them. So just back to this, Jason. For me, it's just Chelsea's. Like, I believe Poch will do everything. The defense is there. Chelsea, the problem is goals. It's creating chances and scoring goals. And yes, you have Enzo there. Yes, you have Nkunku. We don't know what we're gonna get.
Yes, Warrior.
But no quantity. But yeah, they had
Don't
to.
worry
Yeah.
right,
Ahmed
bro.
went on a rant in last preseason.
Against Arsenal, remember?
Yeah. He went off and was like, "We're doomed." But then he flipped that when he was going to play Real Madrid and was like, "Yeah, Chelsea."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not buying it.
What I'm saying, we ain't buying it.
No. The thing is, you guys know me. I have like a lot of highs and a lot of lows in it. So
yeah, we know.
Highs,
okay.
So that was a bit of a high moment on the
Okay, a successful season if Kepa's in goal, but they do get Caicedo in, and maybe another like backup 10/winger, but no striker. If that is the scenario, I think getting top 6 I think it's a successful season because I'll be real. That attack is not attacking. It's not attacking, fam.
Yeah, that attacking. Like Ahmed said, the wingers need to wing. That attack is not attacking.
Right.
I don't, bro. I want to buy no strikers and sell.
See, no, but okay. Also been real. I'm looking at like a Poch team. Obviously, he will have to do adjustment, but knowing him the best, like you don't have this type of creator like Eriksen in the team. You do have somebody like Dele Alli. Definitely there, but then again, you're missing somebody who can give you the output that Son was given, and then also
to your point right now, literally, apparently after Caicedo, we're actually looking for a creator.
So I mean, like a creator in terms of like levels of Eriksen was. Then
exactly,
like that. Like of course, like you can get bro, fuck it. You could get Emil Højbjerg. He can create to a level, but is he a high creator? A good creator? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So you need somebody of a certain quality as well. And then obviously the main obvious point, the striker. And I'll be honest, like Vlahovic is a good goal scorer. I think he's more of your poacher. Like he's really like, but he doesn't do it. For me, the reason why I don't raise him is because at Juventus, yes, the system is letting him down massively because the system is just terrible. But he is not working enough off the ball to be a foe for the other people, which is a concern for me when I watch this guy. So I don't know if Vlahovic is really like a great fit. And then you have 21 Savage and Proya. Like it's generally speaking, it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good. Like you might have, I don't know. Man, I'm just saying that you might have to pray that Kane just say, "You know what, fuck it, I join you man on the free." Because this is just disgusting right now. I'll be honest.
And big up to Jason who says, just for the record, I mean, big up Jason, man. Your super chats was good. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the super chats first and foremost. Secondly, there were good questions as well. So it's like it made the conversations made what's
United
saying
fans,
it made, oh yeah, too many United. Sure, man, this guy. You know what I'm saying? So Jason, much appreciated. Yeah, like I said, your questions sparks good conversation. Big up to Jazz that says where to Riley Freeman. Facts, man. You gotta quote the GOAT. For those that haven't watched the Boondocks, if you've not, go watch that shit. Best shit you'll ever watch.
Chelsea fans, that man.
Goat cartoon, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely Chelsea fans in here, 100%. There's
Make some
definitely
noise,
there's too many of you lot. You know what I'm saying? You lot always fucking here. You know what I'm saying? And all the time. Big up to Rhino as well. Says, yeah, man, trying to be like Flawless, mad work rate. Hey, Rhino, you're well on your way, man. Big up. And you're gonna see Rhino on Mandem United today, people, 4:30 p.m. He's one of the special guests. So him, Ivorian, obviously you host it, and then Rhino, I'm sure some news will break in regards to Manchester United. You never know.
Flawless is going to sign for Manchester United as a striker, yeah.
Hey, if you guys, if my conversion rate's worse than Chelsea attackers, and that don't put me up front. It's all right. I'm saying I can't do nothing.
That's why you need it, man. That's why you need it, right?
I'm saying you can't put me up top. Like the midfield, cool, I can do it. Actually, in Ten Hag system, not a chance. I ain't mobile. You know what I'm saying?
Behind Mount, I know it's Bruno. Yo, man, your hamstrings are cooked, big man. I'll be real with you, Flawless.
My hamstrings are cooked anyway.
By the way, Ahmed, before I go to that question there, or the report there, did I not tell you that David, whatever the Fofana youth, did I not tell you he's not going to make it in Chelsea? I told you he's not going to make it in Chelsea.
Man.
And you
I can't lie, man.
You're not just buying kits. You're just buying kits for the sake of it.
I'm convinced. Did you buy wait. Did you buy a Fofana kit?
Yeah, bro, the fucking Fofana kit has gone to Union Berlin now.
No, did Ahmed buy one? I thought Ahmed buy one.
No.
Okay, fair.
No. I'm talking about Chelsea, like, because I was saying, I told you Chelsea fan. Yeah. At this point, they're just farming. Now, at this point, I believe that Molly has bigger ambitions for Strasbourg than for Chelsea because, like, he's buying a super team for them right now.
He's getting worried for these, man. He's bringing all the young kiddies just to, ball out and then get sold for like 25, 55 million, bro.
Yeah, that Director Fofana, yeah. Like,
he went on loan to Union Berlin, didn't he?
I'm telling you, but by the time next summer, 21 Savage is getting the loan as well. I'm convinced.
Warrior J says Postecoglou is prepared to let Højbjerg leave as he's aiming to regenerate the midfield and foster a more creative style, which began with the addition of James Maddison. That's from At Time Sport. Thoughts on this, Jess, before we close out?
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I was praise the Lord. Højbjerg is going to leave the football club.
The way he is,
I have to say, praise the Lord. Because I thought I'd never see this.
Alhamdulillah,
I was like, Alhamdulillah. I was like everything. Like, I didn't thought I gonna see the day, but you know what? It makes sense. I mean, thank you for not making the through ball to Reguilon. Thank you for missing the chance against Kane in the Carabao Cup final. Like, thank you for those moments, innit? Like, people love to bring up the things about that he did well, and he did some good things. Like, again, scoring against Marseille. Scoring against Marseille when even the coach was on the pitch and thought the game was over. Scoring against Liverpool when we lost 3-1. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are the good things that people talk about, but like he had to go from like make space. Like, I'm just happy that we've seen news even today. Galatasaray they put in a 9 million bid for Davinson Sanchez, and it's up to the player. He said he wants to leave the football club, so get your ass to Turkey. Like I'll be real. Like, the club is going to accept the bid if you say you want to go there. So you go to Galatasaray, Atletico, 25 million. Here's Højbjerg, take him, and we can go and spend it on other players that can actually make us play some good football, but also play a more attractive style, and also bring something to the team. Not this desire thing, not this fist bumps when we 3-0 down against Newcastle. Like, I don't need that, bro. Like, I was saying, like, this is the hype up. Yo, but he cares. Yeah, he cares when we lose 3-0. Like, what about changing the result? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of these guys. I'm tired of these excuses from, like, he has to leave my football club. And there's some other guys, like, apparently somebody that has, like, sources, like good sources, which most of the time he gets right as well. He was saying that guys who are going to be left behind, outside from guys who are injured, of course, but guys who are not injured but getting left behind before we go for preseason away, these are guys who are most likely going to leave. So Lloris is one of them. I've seen that Sessegnon is one of them. Sanchez apparently one of them. And then we're gonna see obviously later on, and there's obviously certain guys who are at least getting a chance in the preseason to prove themselves. Now Paul Turney, we released him on a free in January.
Oh,
we
you
just
released Madueke. Okay.
yeah, we just ripped up his contract in January.
Massa. I didn't know that.
Because so he's not even a player. He's not coming back. So, bro, there's just so many. I told you last time. There's too many garbage people in this team, and I'm happy that the manager's realizing some don't want to be there, and some just don't fit the bill of what he wants to do. So he definitely wants to be moving towards wanting to play the style that he wants to play, and I'm happy with it personally. Like,
yeah, regenerate the midfield with more creative styles. I'm interested to see how Postecoglou does there.
Get the defenders in. I mean, even today, like, and funny enough, we talked about it on Saturday, like how literally if Kane stays, every interview is going to be about Kane. Like today, they were asking him about Kane, and he was obviously talking about how amazing of a player he is, like all this type of stuff. But I think from what it sounds like to me, it sounds like he's prepared. I think he's prepared to. He's prepared. If Kane leaves, I think he's prepared for the season regardless, or has the idea of what he wants to do. Obviously, this is the best case scenario now because he wants to obviously in the team, like he stated. But from what it sounds like to me, he's kind of like he kind of has an idea already in case he leaves. So it's a good thing as well that it's just encouraging things like the manager speaks very well, even though I don't watch a lot of press conferences in general. Like he just puts himself across very well, and even talking about certain guys in preseason, if they're not gonna show it, he was talking about how if guys don't want to show that they want it, then they can leave this summer. They can leave in January, like, because he wants only guys who are not only committed to playing the way he wants to play football, or at least give the effort to try that they can adapt to his football, or you have to leave because there's no place for you in the team. And it's just like just somebody who actually put himself about and not making a system just to text some of these players like former managers did. So just happy, man. Just happy that things are just going well. And just let's hope, man, the centre back is coming in before preseason, in there, because I don't want people too much panicking today. Like Solomon, he did his medicals today. Maybe it's gonna get announced today or tomorrow. So that's the.
We'll definitely discuss that on the Saturday show as well, people.
Yeah,
which is the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham show. That's every Saturday at midnight. So that's a Man United crossover show. Myself, Jez, and you got Surfer representing Chelsea. But yeah, go on, Jez.
So yeah, no, it's like a lot of. I mean, Biden maybe we're gonna have here we go for the centre back as well. Now it's a lot of coach and stuff, but I mean people have to also calm down and just think. Like I've seen people kind of stressing, like, yo, if you get this signing in, we're gonna be playing sexy football. We're gonna be competing again. Nah, it's a process. Like I'm expecting baby steps right now. To be honest, like I'm not expecting, even with all these signings that I've seen, and I'm happy with them. I'm still not expecting much because not only because of the competition around us, but also how much Deadwood is in the team. I don't think these guys can be improved like Ten Hag did with United, for example. I don't look at it this way. Like I feel a lot of these guys generally have shown their levels. So it is what it is, man.
You know, everyone knows why. I'm pretty sure you all know why your limits are and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think Tottenham again is going to be interesting to watch. Like there's a lot of clubs. There's like Chelsea, for example, for us. You guys, I think Man United are also another one like where it's going to be interesting to watch a lot of what's happening with your clubs. I'll be real. Us three in particular. I don't feel like the other three are that much.
It's going to be interesting to see how everyone, and even Liverpool, because they're going to be new look. So it'll be interesting to see how they work as well, which I'm looking forward to. Genuinely looking for, outside of like my Manchester United bias, I'm looking forward to the Premier League, and there will be watch-alongs. Like I said, people, once the new season starts, you'll get all the Manchester United watch-alongs here on the YouTube, and then all the other Premier League, so non-Manchester United Premier League games, non-Manchester United Champions League games will all be on the Twitch, people. You know what I'm saying? And that, so keep a lookout for that. Big up to everyone who has tapped in.
How much your bench is worth? I don't have a bench.
No, he's saying you're benching the Chelsea bench, which is probably where because of how much you spend. He's saying your bench is
Yeah, fair
250
enough.
million.
I thought he was talking like benches in like
No,
wait.
we ain't talking about
I'm
weights.
tapped, you know. I'm tapped,
You
guys.
are. But I hope you lot have enjoyed the show. Obviously, you get doing the most over the summer every Monday at midnight, where we discuss all the biggest transfer news. And then once the Premier League season's back, it will revert back to the Premier League show. But don't forget, this show, Doing the Most, and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms, people. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts on audio platforms, Sarcasm City TV, type it in and it will be there. You might want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving. You might be at work, you might be on your way to work, you might want to be at the gym, or you might just not want to have the YouTube app open. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and if there's anywhere you listen to podcasts and Sarcasm City TV is not there, let me know and I'll get it updated to get the audio on there just for you lot. That's how I go above and beyond. So if there's
it was a good sleep, man. It could be a good sleep, and if Flawless has got a smooth voice.
You might do. Appreciate it. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. But big up. I'm glad you lot enjoyed the show.
Alam is live, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna raid Alam as well. So yeah. So we're gonna raid Alam in a second. Make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel, The Bridge 258. Links in the title. Ahmed, let them know what you got coming up and what you got going on over there as well.
Well,
advertise your channel.
Obviously, so first things first, man. Obviously, the name of the channel is The Bridge 258. I just released a video today, just in the last 2 hours on Matthias Franca. So he's a potential guy that you're going to be possibly bringing into Chelsea Football Club. So if you want to watch that video, find out what some of his strengths are of his play style and some of the weaknesses are, go have a look there. In terms of like daily news content, I always release daily, news videos, whether it be on transfer news as such. Hopefully there's some news tomorrow. There's been no news literally last week and this week, to be honest. But hopefully there's some news we need to talk about tomorrow. If not, I am planning a Chelsea 2022-23 quiz, which will be live for Wednesday. If it doesn't happen on my channel Wednesday at 7 p.m. So you can come and watch me do a Chelsea quiz with maybe some of the guys I'm going to try to ask to come on. If not myself, where we're going to literally hopefully get some answers right on that. There's going to be a lot of bad statistics in there, so you can come and laugh at Chelsea, how bad you've been. But that's all.
That's fine. Yeah. You should add on to that and do more quizzes. And if you do anything that's Manchester United or general football, shout me. I'll be over for that. I'm definitely up for that. That should be fine. But love to everyone that's locked in. Jez mentioned it. Alam is live, so make sure you head over to Toronto Hoop Talk. Hit the like button over there. Subscribe, because that's a part of the Sarcasm City TV family, as well as the Bridge 258. So is Alam's channel as well. Links underneath in the description as well. We're back today, people. You know what I'm saying? And
Jason,
hey, Jason's just crashing on it. I'm crashing on Chelsea. I love it.
Man. Next year.
We're back. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch, people. Let you know all the shows that are coming up. So today, UK time, Madrid United podcast, which is the Manchester United show. That's 4:30 p.m. So myself, Ivorian, special guest Rhino, talking all things Manchester United. Then I'm live on the Twitch for the Sarcasm City Sports Fan Calling Show, people. That's over on the Twitch. It's open to anybody to call in. So that's one way to make sure you get on the channel, and you don't even have to be a member to do that. That's open to anybody. Doesn't matter if you're new here. Doesn't matter if you're a regular. Doesn't matter who you support. Call into the Fan Calling Show. That's 8:30 p.m. UK time on the Twitch. 8:30 p.m. UK time on the Twitch. And then we're back at midnight for the Madrid United crossover. One of the Madrid United crossovers. Madrid United Analysis at Anfield podcast. So Manchester United Liverpool show with myself, Saint, and Rams, talking all things Manchester United and talking all things Liverpool as well. So make sure you check out all the shows. Big up Rhino, Jason, Jacob in the chat, all of the regulars, all of the new people. Much love. We did hit 100 likes and we did hit 107,165 subscribers. So big up. And this has been Doing the Most live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in, and go say big up to Ahmed. Go say big up to Alam on his channel.